Each time we see each other, I'm always like, you know, Dom, why you had to do it 4 times? You're like, well, do what? You suplexed me 4 times. You're like, oh, DJ, get over that. I'm like, no.
Well, you know, this is the thing about the fight game is everybody has their time, right? None of the guys that fought me would give me a rematch. They expected me to give them a shot. But when the rematch comes, they're like, nah, I'm good. So respect in the analyst role to Henry for his career, and in the competition role, you're no, let's rematch anytime you want.
When you and DC had that going back, he goes, DC doesn't even study, and then he goes, Dom, what do you mean I don't study? He goes, it's clear that you don't study.
Daniel Cormier doesn't even know. Yeah, just grab a single leg and take him down. Like, Daniel Cormier, do you understand what you do? Like, are you kidding me? Just pick him up. It's easy. Wait. What are you talking about, dude?
Oh, it's 15-time world champion, Demetrious Johnson. You're listening to the MightyCast.
What's going on, guys? This episode of the MightyCast is sponsored by PrizePicks. Now, PrizePicks is a daily fantasy sports game we play directly from your phone. It's very simple. Get on your phone, go to your app store, and download PrizePicks. And we do that, use my promo code MightyCast. Cool promotion going on right now. All you gotta do is play $5 in your lineup. And they got an amazing lineup on the board. They got CSGO, Valorant, mixed martial arts, and they even have the max discount square. Just lock it in. It's like 0.5 yards or whatever it may be for that specific square. And no matter what happens in those events, you're gonna be $50. Now, guys, make the picks at the right place, which is PrizePicks. Now, shout out to PrizePicks for sponsoring this episode of MightyCast. Now, let us enjoy the chat with the Dominator, Dominick Cruz. What's going on, guys? We are here in Las Vegas at one of my favorite restaurants, SUSHISAMBA. It is a Japanese, Brazilian, Peruvian cuisine. Now, it's located here in the Palazzo. Fresh Japanese cuisine. Brazilian is absolutely delicious, and the Peruvian dishes are amazing as well. If you guys are looking for a place to dine out at, make sure you check out SUSHISAMBA. Shout out to SUSHISAMBA for allowing us to host the MightyCast here in Las Vegas. Whatever you like. If you want water or energy, we put ice in the cup. It's been a while.
Has it? I mean, Hall of Fame thing.
Yeah, that was like, I think a year and a half ago.
Yeah, it seemed like yesterday to me.
Yeah.
Time goes fast.
It does go fast. It does. I was literally thinking the other day, we fought in October 2011, and I was like, damn, it goes fast.
Super. You know, they say that the reason we love kids is because we like watching the novelty that they witness. And I feel like time goes by faster because novelties shrink. And so we've seen everything.
Yeah.
And then our life, especially, we've been through some crazy wild times.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's hard to shock me.
Yeah.
These days.
Yeah. Are you in California right now, or were you?
I was telling your wife when I was coming in here, like, I'm kind of everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really have a home. I feel like my home is where I work. And right now I'm working here.
But you said you're trying to bring the whole family to, a compound, I'm assuming, right? So
yeah.
Where do you
establish that?
Yeah.
Right?
Where you establish at?
I was fortunate enough to get my mom a home.
Okay.
In my hometown, Tucson, Arizona.
Okay.
And so that's like, I think where we'll end up, because most of my family's from there.
Okay.
But I own a home here in Vegas. That's where I live.
Gotcha.
Right? So my mom lives there. That's like what I would consider our compound. We'll all go to my mom.
Yep.
But I have my home here where I work, and it's like home base for me.
Yep.
But then I have a vacation home in San Diego.
Okay.
And I have my cousin there.
Nice.
And so I kind of go between those three and bring the family to each of them.
Good for you, man.
Do it that way, yeah.
Good, man. It seems like you're doing well. Post fight, you did well with managing your money, buying little properties to have something to not to fall back on, but something to show for after you're done fighting, right? Because in our line of work, I feel like there's a lot of athletes when they're done, they're like, yeah, it was a great ride. I was one of the baddest guys in Octagon, but I have nothing to show for it.
Yeah, I think for me, DJ, like the first, I would say from 2010 to 2014, I lived in a 1-bedroom studio. And I remember I fought you and Dana gave me a GTR for that fight, right?
Yeah, what the fuck? I never got nothing. I
got lucky, but I had to fight you on 1 month's notice after fighting Uriah Faber back to back on Versus that nobody was going to watch. And they're like, all right, we'll give you a GTR if you do this.
Yeah.
And it was a hard fight to go back to back against you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah,
it was like, you know how back to back camps are when you're champion. Like, it's a lot to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember winning that, and I still lived in this 1-bedroom studio because you're not making a lot of money. I mean, remember, it's still not completely legal to fight mixed martial arts in the United States at this point. I don't think it was legalized until 2012. When was it legalized? 2010? It was like,
I don't think it was
the exact date.
Yeah, I don't think it was where it is today. Like,
no, but it was illegal
Uh-huh.
when I fought at least my first 5 fights.
Yeah, because you're fighting on a reservation. Like,
Right.
depending on California.
Well,
yeah.
you had to fight on a reservation.
Yes.
It wasn't illegal because it was illegal, and that's why I was on a reservation.
Exactly. Yeah.
You too.
Yes.
You know? And so when we fought, I was already in that, I don't know what this sport's going to do.
Yep.
I don't know if it's going to take off.
Yep.
I don't know if it's going to do nothing.
Yep.
It looks like it's going in an upward trajectory, right? Like, it looks like a rocket ship to me.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to stay on board.
Yeah.
But I kept everything and I stayed in this 1-bedroom studio for 4 years while I was winning titles and while I was winning. And I would just ride a bike to the gym every day. And I just lived in a bubble to win, and cut everything out. And that was the only way I was going to get my family out of the hole we were in. So that's why I did that. And I wouldn't say like I made a ton of money prize fighting, but with what money I made, I didn't expect for it to keep flowing in.
Yep.
So I just tried to make smart moves because I didn't want to have to do all those old jobs that I had while I was fighting. Like, I was working jobs while I was fighting, and I never wanted to go back to those jobs ever again. That was my big thing, right?
Yep. So, first off, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the MightyCast. And we are joined here by the Dominator, Dominick Cruz. Dom, thank you for taking the time. You know, we go way back. You know, we didn't meet until we actually fought. We did the promo tour, but we've done so many things after our fight. Like, we did, last time we saw each other was the Hall of Fame. Not the Hall of Fame, it was 30 for 30, like the 30 best athletes in 30 years in the UFC. It's so good to see you.
Yeah, you too, man. You always got good energy.
Well, you do too.
Everybody.
I feel like you always had good energy too. I mean, the last time we saw you gave me that rock that's still by a nightstand. I have it there, and I see it all the time when I wake up.
Well, I mean, I feel like the people I fight. I don't know if anybody in the regular world understands, but fighting is a weird connection.
Yeah.
It just is. Like,
you fucking suplexed me 4 times. I'm gonna let you know now, I have forgiven you for that. Because remember, each time we see each other, I'm always like, Dom, why you had to do it 4 times? You're like, well, do what? You suplexed me 4 times. You're like, oh, TJ, get over that. I'm like, no, I see the highlight all the time.
Well, this is the thing about the fight game is everybody has their time, right? Like, you had yours, and then you get kneed in the head, and then you go back and you get the guy back.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then if we fight again,
Yeah.
we don't know how. That's the thing about fighting. That's why I've always wanted to jock for rematches that I lost. That's why the only thing I wanted was rematches back. But none of the guys that fought me would give me a rematch. They expected me to give them a shot.
Yeah, of course.
But when the rematch comes, they're like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
And it's like, got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So that was one thing that was like, I learned in the career that I was like, okay, I kind of maybe I made a mistake because I kind of gave these guys something that they weren't going to give me. I would have loved a rematch on the way out with everybody I lost to and never fought another new guy again, but they would never do that.
Yeah. Well, I think you got to realize you're a very hard puzzle to solve. You're like, you look back at mixed martial arts, like the infancy of it, and, I'll never forget when I was working at Kerastar, working there, watching you fight Joseph Benavidez, Uriah Faber. I was still working full time, and there you had unique footwork, right? But not until like the UFC, you had that switching, your home base. You're a very hard person to fight. So if somebody beats you, it's like, I'm done with that. That was a hard camp.
I get that.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's vice versa. Like,
you're pretty fucking hard to deal with. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
but at the same time, these guys, like, they watched me so long, they could come up with something, right? Now give me a shot to adjust back the way you adjusted to me.
Yeah.
Like, you had time to watch me do this for hours.
Yes.
and I'm just facing you for the first time. Let me watch. Watch what happens. I can do this too.
Yeah.
I can fight you and adjust. Sit on the outside, watch you lose, watch you get hit a little bit, and they go, oh, okay. Okay, got it. And I see that kind of like how it went with me and Cody. And then you see DJ. How many rounds, or sorry, TJ. How many rounds did TJ have with Cody before he rematched him and fought him multiple times? Tons.
Oh, yeah,
so
especially in the training room too.
Had a look, and it's a rematch at that point, right? So then I've had enough rematches in my career that I look and go, man, it makes the game, it brings the level up of the sport, rematches. Like when I fought Benavidez twice, when I fought Faber twice, it really like brings it up. I would have loved to have rematches with any of these guys. You don't get it. And that's what's weird about, you know, you look at a guy like myself or Kamaru or, you know, he just beat Buckley. And let's say he loses to Buckley. Does Buckley give him a rematch? I'd say probably not.
He's like, I'm on a 6-fight win streak.
Why do we got to give these guys a shot, but they're not going to give us, if they beat us and we brought their level up, they're not going to give us another shot. That's weird to me.
Well, I think it's also because the sport of mixed martial arts, right? Everybody's trying to get to that title, right? So let's just, you know, in the space of like Joaquin Buckley beats Usman, and then he becomes the champion. Let's say Kamaru Usman goes on.
Well, he wouldn't be champ right away.
Well, I know, but let's say if he beat Usman, and then he went and fought the champion, whoever it is, right? Let's say he becomes a champion eventually, and then let's say Kamaru Usman goes on a 2-fight win streak. If Kamaru Usman's still there, I think he would earn a title shot, right? But would he still give it to him, right? I get what you mean. Like, I feel like we're in a sport of mixed martial arts. Like once you beat somebody, it's like, nope, I'm not. Because it's it's
hard to beat people, and then I have a time now to adjust to you.
Exactly.
But this is my point. Because you won so long, these guys are fighting you already with the adjustments in mind.
Yes, when you don't get the opportunity to adjust to them.
Because you haven't watched them.
I get what you
Nobody
mean.
knows them.
Well, you were just so damn good, Dom. You beat everybody. Then once they beat you, and then you had your surgeries.
Takes one to know one, DJ.
Yeah, I know.
That's why you spot it.
Yeah, I know.
Spot it because you got it. So this is why I'm talking to you about it. I'm not talking to just anybody about it. I'm talking to you, a champion in the sport who's been on top for a long time, who kept it, defended it, lost it, won it again in a different organization. It's a different... People leave, they come, they go. When you lose titles, you start to make those reads. The whole thing's a big... And then when you become champion, then you lose it, and then you got to win it again. You go, I don't think this guy has the mind capacity to keep it long. They'll win it. But I wonder how long they can keep it, because knowing what I just went through, an Adesanya, an Usman, it takes a special mind. These guys kept it longer than most guys, right?
In today's age, 1,000%.
It's hard to keep it long. Look at Volk. Different mindset. The way he lost it, came back, defended it multiple times, got knocked out multiple. Like, that's a different mind. It's not just he's good enough to be champion. He's good enough to keep it.
What's going on, guys? This episode of the MightyCast is sponsored by True Classic. Now, True Classic is one of my favorite clothing brands to wear. It feels good and it also looks good. Now, I'm an athletic build. I'm 5'3", got big shoulders, big biceps, and it comes tailored right out of the package to my body type. Now, like I said before, typically I am a medium, but when I buy a medium in regular clothes, I am swimming in it. So that's why I like to use True Classic, because it comes fitted, tailored right to my body right when I get it from the package. And it is buttery soft. The wife loves it and all the friends love it as well, because it has truly a classical look on this body. And you guys can find True Classic on Amazon, Sam's Club, Costco, and even Target. And you guys can also go to trueclassic.com/mighty, and that's going to get you the right place where you can hook yourself up with some brand new True Classic premium clothing brand. That way, when you're starting, the winter time off, September, October, November, December, finish your year off with a bang, boys. Get yourself some True Classic at trueclassic.com/mighty. Shout out to True Classic for sponsoring this episode of the MightyCast. Now, let us get back to our guest. Yeah. Well, let's talk about, I feel like in your career, I felt like you're about to come back to a fight, right? Like, you were scheduled to fight, you got injured, it was a shoulder surgery. Walk me through what happened. Like, I didn't, I feel like back in the day, I always feel like our era was probably my favorite era to watch mixed martial arts, because there's a time when you were champion, you were fighting very often, and then you got injured, and then it was very rare when you fought. And the reason why I enjoyed watching you fight, because you had a unique style of coming to the fight. You had the footwork. You had like, I'm gonna hit you as much as I can, and you're not gonna hit me. So when you're getting ready to fight again recently, before you had your surgery and you retired, walk me through the mindset of you getting ready for another fight after knowing like is your shoulder going to get you there, or what happened essentially?
Well, first off, how many title fights did you have total?
I had in my whole career, or
yeah, in UFC.
UFC, I think 12, but I defended it 11 times. So Joseph 2012, and then won that, and then went on to 2018. So I would say 12.
Yeah.
Not I won, but 13. But I lost the last one.
Yeah, so you went like probably 12-1 for your title.
Yeah,
for your title runs.
Yep.
So I went 7-2, right?
Including WEC, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's with the injuries that I had.
Yeah.
So that's still more title fights defended than anybody that's done it right now.
Yeah.
In the 135-pound division.
Which is crazy. When you think about the
injuries that you're talking about, that you're saying took my time away.
Yeah.
So I would have to say it didn't take as much time as people think if I was able to get those numbers as a title holder. So I wasn't just fighting fights, I was fighting title fights.
Yeah. And injuries
with the injuries mixed in. So I'm not coming back from injury and then fighting a chump.
Yeah.
I'm fighting the best guys in the world.
Yep.
So that's what I think leveled me up. What made me different too was the mindset of, I knew these guys were training while I'm hurt.
Of course.
And that's a lot of pressure to have to come back and face a TJ when he's taken out. He's
Hennon, Cody.
And he's knocking people out, and you're like, okay. And I'm commentating their fights, talking about how great they all are while I'm on the outside, saying that they're the best.
Yeah.
And then I'm supposed to come back and tell everybody, actually, so I know they're great, but I'm better.
Okay.
How you supposed? What are they listening to?
Okay.
How do I be both? How do I be one or the other? So I think it's been confusing too to have me as a champion too, because I'm doing desk work promoting my own division while I'm beating them.
Yeah. So I know
that's a different thing. I'm sorry, I got off subject.
We're gonna go back to that subject because that's why. Go on.
You were asking me about my shoulder.
Yes.
So sorry.
Getting ready for it. No, it's okay.
I got off subject.
This is part of the thing. When we just vibe out. That's what we do.
What happened with that fight was my shoulder was already beat up. I went and I said, okay, I'm going to do one more fight. And I said, I'm going to go to Mexico City. I'm going to train out there, use the altitude, make sure I have just crazy, make sure I'm like completely ready with cardio, with everything. And the UFC PI out there in Mexico City is like very great. They have a team full of killers. They're all up and comers from South America that are trying to get into Contender in the UFC. And these are all young, 20, 22, 23, 25.
Wow.
Nasty, mean, in shape, young guys that are ready to prove everything, right? So I'm going in there as a former champ. They just want to see where they're at. And that's exactly what I want.
Okay.
I want a group of people that are ready to take my head off and prove that they're champion against me now. So that because that's what I'm facing when I get back in there. I'm facing somebody who has that kind of mindset. They want to take everything I've got and they got to prove something. So I saturated myself in that place for a year preparing for this next fight because of, my shoulder injuries, my last fight, getting knocked out, and then getting stem cells in my shoulder, repairing that. During that year, I had multiple falls or like injuries where I'd stop for 2 weeks, like 2 or 3 of them in that camp. And I'd be like, all right, I'm good. Ice it. And I just keep ice on my shoulders and knees and just keep trucking, right? Get through. But I'm still winning rounds. I'm like, I'm in this. I'm not getting knocked out. I'm not getting beat up.
They're competitive.
Very competitive rounds. So I'm like, okay, we're here. These are young killers. Even though I'm older, I'm outpacing, I'm winning. So I'm like, okay, we're good. I'm not lying to myself. Yeah. That's the key, right?
You're like 30, because right now you're 38, 39?
At this point, I was 39.
How old are you now?
I'm 40.
What? See, this is what people don't understand. Like, you're 39 at that time. You're going against 22, 25-year-old kids.
Yes.
Kids
they are.
That recover like that. And when you're that age,
savages. Yeah, I'm ice everywhere. They're just walking around looking at me like I'm a crazy guy. I got ice on my neck, ice on my shoulders.
Yeah.
Ice everywhere, just like an ice machine, But it was perfect. That's what I needed, right?
Yeah.
But 3 weeks out of the fight, I think I had just torn so much that it had come out 6 weeks before I booked the fight.
Yep.
It had popped out, but they put it right back in at the PI. They popped it in. It was like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, okay. 2 weeks later, I was able to lift my arm. I was lifting. I was doing
wow.
pull-ups 2 weeks.
Damn.
So I was like, all right, I'm going to rehab it for another 4.
Yep.
And then I went in and I sparred Jeremy Stevens and some other guys, which, you know, Jeremy's just, you go with him, it's dangerous.
Yep.
So I made sure and just did some scary rounds. And then I was like, okay, it held up. They're offering me this 6 weeks out. Screw it. I'm going to take it. In 6 weeks, I think my shoulder will be fine.
Yeah.
It only came out once. I rehabbed it. Seems strong now. It just made it through 5-6 rounds of sparring. We're good.
Yeah.
I'll be all right.
Yeah.
And then I start training. And then 3 weeks out of the fight, dude, I'm doing, I'm grappling and I'm doing half guard get-ups. And I post on my elbow and I go to a single and I twist, pull my hips out to get to the single.
Yeah.
And when I twist with the post and he's on my front headlock, it shot out the back of my shoulder. It just shot out.
Yeah.
The labrum's all tore. Everything was just tore already. So there's nothing holding it in place. It's like having a wheel with no lugs on it.
Yeah.
Right? It's just going to come off. You just don't know when.
Yeah.
And it finally came off. And this one didn't go back into socket.
Yeah.
And this was the life-changing event for me. So, a guy like me needs a certain level of pain before I start to listen, apparently.
Yeah.
And this was it. I was at an hour and 15 minutes. The shoulder is out of socket. They couldn't get it back in. They tried lifting me up by it with towels and it wouldn't pop because you have to do it a certain direction in order for it to go back in, depending on how it dislocates. There's all this crazy
scientific
stuff.
It was like, you got to pull it in at a 45-degree angle.
Straight up. Yes. And so they have me in the hospital. They have to drive me to the hospital with it out. I'm like hitting bumps. It was the most, I found Jesus in this hour. Like, I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
Like, it was different pain. Like, unbearable pain for the shoulder. Like, I've heard people just pass out because of this pain, I wish
you would have passed out.
I would have passed out. I was like, how am I not passing out right now? So once I felt that, I was like, I never, ever want to feel that pain ever again.
Yeah.
And I've had every surgery in the book. Like, I broke my elbow or my ulna in sparring and went home, drank a bottle, and then just woke up the next day to make sure it was actually broken before I went into the hospital so I didn't waste my time and money on nothing, right? It was broken.
Yeah.
But nothing compared to the pain of
a shoulder.
The shoulder dislocation. It was wild. It's like on a nerve or something when it dislocates. It's so weird. But to keep it easy, that pulled me out. And it broke my heart that that's how it was going to go. But I put so much work into that camp and where I was at and my readiness that I knew I had taken out all the stops. So it wasn't like disappointment of I didn't do what I needed to do. It was disappointment of, okay, the wheel fell off. And I said I was going to do this until the wheels fell off.
Yep.
The wheel has officially fallen off, bro. Like, this was it. I was going into that fight with one arm pretty much.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that. Until it came out this last time, right?
Yeah.
So then fix it. Now I'm fixed. I'm 6 weeks post-op and, can lift my arm for the first time by myself.
And how does it feel? Like, obviously you're 6 weeks out and did they do a full cleanup? Like,
I tore my bicep tendon for the second time. I tore my supraspinatus for the second time, rotator cuff, slap tear, fracture of the of everything. Like, I just shredded it to pieces, but it wasn't all in that one move, man.
It was just a combination of like,
you tear one at a time until it just
you're things like this. Sorry, Dom, we did our best.
And I was good until I wasn't, right?
Yeah.
So but that's how that happened. That's how that played out.
Got it.
And sorry to Rob Font.
No. I mean, I think the biggest thing is
I feel
like
for that too, because that guy was getting ready and
he's
a good guy.
But at the same time, I feel like, when I'm sitting here listening to you, like, sometimes when you take a fight, it's like, how can we get to the fight as healthy as possible, right? Do I need to surround myself in a room full of fucking killers when I'm 39 years old? Do I need to just, but at the same time, when you don't surround yourself with those people,
you get messed up.
You either don't get messed up, you get to the fight, you're healthy, and it's like, all right, the last ride, we're gonna see how we do. Then it might come out in the fight, right? So damn if you do, damn if you don't.
It's a balance. It is. And I've never trained not taking out all the stops. So I didn't my whole premise of that last camp was if I can't do what I've always done, then I don't need to be doing it.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to show up like I am. I'm going to show up like a different version of me.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do what I need to do to be who I've always been. And if my body doesn't survive that,
how can it survive? But you never know though, man. If you did, because sometimes like if you go through hell and then when you get into the cage, you're like, I've already been through hell. I'm exhausted.
Exactly.
I don't want to do it. But if you like, I'm going to take it nice and easy, and you get there and it's like, okay, I'm fresh. You're moving. He can't hit you. You're pop.
Yeah, it's either or. But I think it comes down to confidence.
True.
And when that's what I'm doing it for, is the confidence to be there in peace, like you're talking.
Yeah.
If I don't do the work, I can't be in peace. Like, I'm fresh though.
Yeah,
like, but I didn't do shit either, so that's why I'm fresh.
Yeah,
like it's
a balance. Like I said, I think
it is,
and I think it's very hard for athletes in all sports, basketball, football, whatever it may be. I think mixed martial arts is probably the hardest because there's so much you have to cover in order to find that piece that when you step in there, you're like, okay, I've been through it. I'm prepared for this. We're gonna go out there and let it fly. Yeah. And damn, man, that's a lot because I know you've had multiple injuries throughout your whole entire career. The knee.
I was counting on the way here because I knew this was going to come up. Yeah. It's part of my career. I have had 12 total, if you count stem cells. So 12 total surgeries during
your whole entire career
competition.
Yeah.
Like I was still competing through all of them. So then the question is, all right, one thing I would say for anybody who talks about injuries in their career is you'll always hear from media and from other people that it can't be done, ring rust this, time out that. I would argue like, okay, you can't have both. So either being out saves me because I wasn't as competitive or being out is ring rust. Which is it? Yeah. You can't say that, okay, he was safe, not competing. And so that's why he was so good. Nah. If I'm coming back after the layoff and winning at the top level. Yeah. But then on the other end, you can't say that it's impossible for me to come back from all these things if I've done it. Yeah. You've done it. So anybody can do whatever they want. There's no real like limit unless other people, you believe what other people are telling us. Like at the end of the day, the reason why sport was created, so I could show you who's telling me I can't, that you can, even though you think you can't. Yeah. So you're telling me your limits, not my limits. Yeah, yeah. And that I have always thrived in that mindset. Like the more you tell me, I don't know how, ring rust this. It's like, I'm looking at you and going, you're telling me where you're stopping. And that's why I get to keep going and showing you you're being a pussy. Yeah. That's it. Well, you got to think too, when you tore your ACL, right? You got to think your movement is so dynamic. You're not just standing there in an orthodox stance and being very traditional. You are moving different angles and you're stopping, you're planting on one foot, you're going left and right, which is all the ACL. Those are all ligaments, right? You look at an NFL player, you look at it, they're being very agile. You're a very agile fighter. So anybody to say like, he's not going to come, I was one of them, I was like, dude, I'm going to be very impressed if Dom's able to come back. And one time when you're about to fight TJ, do the same dynamic movement. I'm like, he can't, I don't think he can do it, man. Like, I don't believe he can, but you proved the world wrong. You proved me wrong. I was like, he can't come back and do all that. It's hard. You're not, that's why you were doubting it. Cause it's fucking hard. It's that hard. And it really is that hard. And I think people forget fast. Yeah. You're talking about, there's always a new champion. And guess what? The champions that they're talking about now, they're going to forget them just as fast as they forgot me and you. Yeah. And Randy Couture. Yeah. And Chuck Liddell. Yeah. And BJ Penn. And all these guys that I grew up watching that you thought would never be forgotten. Nobody talks about them. Well, I don't think we're going to forget about you. You know what I'm saying, though? Yes, I don't literally mean forget. Yes, okay, the spotlight goes on somebody new. It's just the way it is. So when people go, "Oh, is the greatest," it's like it doesn't. It's just the spotlight's just going to keep moving. Yep. It's not really a conversation except for other people to talk about. There's no right answer. Yeah. It's just going to keep moving and moving, and history will make itself, and things will be talked about if they matter. And hopefully, I think our fight will be something that matters forever because you went down to 125 after that fight and dominated forever. And I think I'm a big reason the 125-pound weight class exists.
Absolutely.
To be honest, like it didn't exist.
Yeah, because you beat all of us.
135 didn't exist either.
Yeah.
So I went from 145 to 135, stayed there, and then it's like, okay, we need another weight class because I beat the whole. I
me.
Cleaned out the division.
You beat Joseph twice.
Faber twice.
You beat Faber twice.
TJ.
You beat Scott Jurgensen. He went down to 125.
Mizugaki was top 5 when I beat him.
Yep.
So it's like these are the. I was in the.
God
top.
bless Dominick. He made our division. Thank you, Dom. Thank you.
No, I mean that's what I would have said then.
Yeah.
That's what now I'm looking back. I wouldn't say God bless me, but it's like. You lost to me, and then what did you do? I lost to Faber, and then what did I do?
Yeah.
These are the adjustments that makes the sport what it is. When I lost to Faber, I said, I'm too small for 145.
Yep.
When you lost to me, you said, I'm too small for 135.
Yep.
That dropped me to 135. Thank you for beating me so I can make the adjustment. I can either take the responsibility or you should. You should be like, thanks Faber for moving me down to 35 so I could make the weight class.
Yep.
Do what I did.
Yeah.
Right. If I wouldn't have lost to him, maybe I stay at 45.
Yeah, that's true.
Get a couple more losses. My career looks totally different. Who knows, right?
Yeah. Well, it was interesting.
Because you could have stayed at 35 too.
I could have, yeah.
Why didn't you?
I was about to.
Because you could clean out everybody at 25 and you knew it after fighting me.
Yeah, and you guys are fucking big. I remember when we
That's
fought,
how
man. We're in the sauna cutting weight, and I was like, all right, guys, I'm just in here to have a good time. You know,
I'm dying.
Yeah, you're in there dying with your sweats on.
Yeah.
That's the thing about mixed martial arts. People don't understand that we don't hate each other, right? This is probably the one sport where I feel like it's a love-hate, right? It's like, I feel like we all love each other because there's not gonna be another sport where you're gonna cut weight with somebody. Hey man, how's your diet going? Oh, it's going good. Well, at least for me, right? And we're sitting there talking in a sauna. I get out and you're like, I'm dead. I'm done. I'm like, all right, well, I'll see you tomorrow at weigh-ins. We weigh in. And I'll never forget, you took me down and you're literally holding me while standing on your feet.
Yeah.
And I was in the cage and I'm like, I can't kick your hips out. And I'm like, you're just so.
Yeah, it's longer.
You're longer. And I'm like, I just can't. And I just wasn't good enough, right? I'm just not big enough, good enough. And I think me going down to 125 when I was fighting guys who were 5'3", 5'4", I was like, okay, now we're on an even playing field height-wise, even though they're a little bit bigger than me. But I think I couldn't stay at 130. But even now when I look at 135 in the UFC, they're just fucking massive. Yeah, they're just big.
It's a nasty division right now. Mm-hmm. It's nasty. The top 5.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah. Yeah, you have Merab there. You have Sean O'Malley. You have Umar Nurmagomedov. You have Corey Sandhagen. I mean, it's just, and all those guys are fucking.
And Jan.
And Peter Yan. Yeah.
That's a crazy lineup.
Yeah, that's a crazy ass lineup.
That's a crazy lineup.
Yeah.
Sick. And the division is better than ever right now, I think. And it just keeps it, each division, it goes in waves of grappler, striker, grappler, striker, grappler in MMA. It just goes in waves like that. You had Pereira winning, and then now the grappler's in there again. Right? It just goes back and forth. It's so interesting to watch that.
That's why I think it makes the sport so unique and it's always evolving. Where I feel, because for me, I feel like I always like the guy who's well-rounded, who can do everything, right? He can strike, he can wrestle, he can grapple. And then every once in a blue moon, like you said, you have a guy like Alex, who's traditionally just all stand-up. You have a guy like Izzy, who's traditional all stand-up, and they do very well, where I'm like, how can you guys, how?
How?
I was
you can't wrestle and I know it.
Yeah.
Like, how are you doing this? But I've been thinking about that too. Like, their striking is so good. If you think about wrestling, what makes the best wrestlers in the world isn't the shot, it's the setup to the shot. And these guys are so good at striking that nobody can set up their shots on them.
Yep. And they're too far out if they try.
It's perfect. They're just so good at striking. So I learn a lot by watching that, going, man, like Pereira.
Yep.
They're the first guys that you watch them, him and Stylebender.
Yep.
Where they come with, they're just pure strikers.
Yeah, you ain't got to worry about takedown.
Wonder Boy too.
Who?
But Wonder Boy, but he got taken down much more. He more looked like the guy that I thought they would look like, to be honest, right?
Yep.
But they didn't get taken down like that.
Yeah.
All they did was stuff the takedowns and then just beat you to death on the feet. And it was like, wow, like I got to get my stand-up better for when guys start doing that too.
Yep.
And they did.
Yep.
Now guys start defending. Stand-up's got to get better. Takedowns got to stay the same. How do you find the balance between the two? The game just keeps progressing. And that's why I wanted to keep fighting.
Yeah.
Because I loved seeing how challenging it was going to be to win this shit at this level now. And I wasn't fighting to be perfect. I was fighting to challenge myself and transform myself for life. And if I go put myself in the worst situation possible and lose, you know, you're going to transform at the end of that, whether it's pretty or not.
Yeah.
But, you know, I always wonder if people are really perfect or if they just leave at the right time. You know, are you really undefeated, or do you just stop right before you knew the challenge was going to come for you? And that's my question to anybody who's got the perfect record.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you have the perfect record, it's just, that's the question. Stay in until you're not. Yeah.
Why? Why wouldn't you stay in until you're not perfect? Because everybody has a time where they're going to lose eventually.
Yeah. I think there's two coins to that, because I feel the sport we do is so hard on our body. It takes a lot. It's a lot of sacrifice. And I think for a lot of those guys, you know, who, I mean, only person I think of who got out unscathed perfect was Khabib, right? No losses, but I think he was fighting
same with John.
John, oh, come on, guys. Come on. He fucking lost.
Two.
Matt Hamill. Do we need to pull this up? I literally just did.
That got overturned.
No, it fucking did it.
Are you sure?
It didn't.
They didn't overturn that to a no contest?
No. This is like they do. I said,
I thought they called it a no contest.
No, you can't understand. I bet you Dana at one point was like, I'm going to overturn that for him. I bet you Dana would have a change or tune right now of everything that's going on. But he's lost. So he didn't get with you.
I'm with you.
Okay.
Fair.
But I feel like with Khabib, he went through a lot, obviously losing his father, whatnot. And I think for him, you think about these guys, they fight for so long. You know, I'm going to use it for Khabib as an example.
Well, he's the only one who did it, and he's the best.
Yeah, he's the best.
I'm not arguing he's not the best, by the way. He is.
Yeah, yes.
I just wanted to see him keep going because...
Oh, yeah, because you want to see how much more he can do. Until
Absolutely. You can't, right?
To see if he would...
Because I could have retired in 2014 after winning the title from TJ, walked away, and done. Yep. But and that would have been perfectly okay. Yeah. Why didn't I? The question, I'll tell you, because the challenge wasn't over to keep transforming, to keep learning until I get these losses, you know, and I did, and then there. Yeah. Now what can I learn from these losses? And then I learned more from that than I did I've got so many wins. I only think about the rematches. Gotcha. That's it.
He was like, I just want the rematches because I think you want to adjust. You want to see if you can adjust and see how you're going to.
That's the game to me. I love it. That's what it is. It's like you don't play one chess game.
You play multiple. You
play best out of three. Yeah. When you wrestle, you don't do one wrestling match. You face the same guy the whole damn season. Yeah. Why? Yeah. Because it's gonna go back and forth most of the time. Yeah. Right. That's what jiu-jitsu and the gi. That's what I love about it. Is because if you're in a certain division, you're gonna fight that same guy at another tournament over and over and over, and you're gonna see who's gonna make those adjustments. Yeah. Right. Or who's gonna bring a different game. Or, I'm gonna play warm guard. I'm gonna play squid guard. I'm gonna play lapel guard. I think you see that more often in grappling jiu-jitsu. Than in mixed martial because it makes a toughness to them. Yeah. Oh yeah. It really does. It makes you really tough to face those styles over and over and over. And again, that's why I talk about how the respect I have for champions who stay in their division, clean out the division. Yep. Then after I clean it out, let's see if I can go up. But when I win one title and I'm trying to go up, you've given nobody in the division who's been adapting for your style and the opportunity, which is your division. That's like your district, like your place to build your division to be the number one division that everybody's talking about. And you're going to leave it to go to another division. Why? Well, because these guys have made adjustments to you and these guys haven't. Yep. And so there's an easy out there because also, well, I went up a weight class, so I'm supposed to lose. Yeah. So there's a weird freedom. Plus, you get to the chance of having double titles. Yep. So it's like a stroke on the ego mixed with a little excuse in the back end. You can leave this and go back. And there's so many safety mechanisms built into moving up and not defending your your own belt. So you think? I think it takes more to do that. Oh yeah, but do you think athletes should stay more in their division? Like, I think the only person who's actually gung-ho about doing that is Alex Pantoja, right? Pantoja's the only one who's like, I have no interest going 135. I'm sitting here. I'm going to clean out the division. And you look at all the fights he's had, he's been... I think it should be a prerequisite. You have to beat the top 5 in the division before you can even try for the next division up. Gotcha. That's what I believe. Because if you can't beat the top 5, why are we moving anyways? It makes no sense. Unless it's promotion. Yeah.
What's going on, guys? This episode of the MightyCast is sponsored by First Form. Right here is a First Form whey protein level 1. I take this after I get done training. The whey protein is top notch. The best way to describe how they process their protein, I always think of it of a chicken in a crock pot. When you cook it very nice and slow, it is able to be absorbed by the body. It's not burnt, it's not overdone. That's what they do with the whey protein. When they cook it, it is cooked very slow and they're able to package it in this beautiful container. And then also I have the creatine. If you guys don't know much about creatine, creatine is one of the most studied supplement on the market. The best way to describe what creatine does for you, it basically gives your muscle, it forces your body to put more water inside your muscle so that way you're able to work out longer, and the recovery is absolutely important as well. So when I get up from a long day of training, I'll take a scoop of this and a scoop of the creatine, shake that bad boy up and bottles up. You guys can upgrade your creatine and your protein. All you gotta do is go to firstform.com/mightycast, and that's gonna get you guys hooked up. And anything over $100, if you're purchasing something that's over $100, it is free shipping. And there's a 30-day try period. If you guys don't like it within the 30 days, you'll get a 100% refund back. But I guarantee you guys are gonna love First Form because I love it, and I've been a First Form athlete for 2 years. Shout out to First Form for sponsoring this episode of the MightyCast. Now, let us get back to our guest.
Now promotion I get.
Which I think it's more of that nowadays.
I do
like,
too.
It's
That's exactly what I think it is, which is my point again.
Yeah. It's more like the more I sit here and I follow the sport and I watch a lot more
and
now.
The 2 division champs, like just clean out your division.
Yeah, but I feel it's more of, it's not a sport, it's more of a reality combat show. Like when I feel about that, right? Because who dictates the ranking? Who dictates this person gets a title shot, right? There's no true rank. It's like, okay, what clarifies me the number 1 contender?
I'll tell you, my experience, the way the rankings are made are according to how you wrote your contract last. So if I wrote a big contract to fight you, and I renegotiate it at fight number 4, and then they ask me for a favor to fight you on 1 week's notice for a title, I have an opportunity to renegotiate my contract, and I can probably get a good chunk, right? So let's say I negotiate really well and I get up to more money than anybody in the division, and then I lose to you. I'm still making that money. Yeah.
So you're dictating that the rank is based off money, because that's what you just said.
Yeah, because now that they're paying me, you're telling me they're going to give me what I just lost. They're going to give me number 10 now. Yeah. But I'm making money to fight for a title.
Gotcha.
They're not going to pay me title money.
$500,000 to fight number 10. Absolutely.
See what I mean? Never. So that's the true ranking, is how much money your contract is written for. Because there's no way the organization is going to give me
number 10. When you get
even if I lost the title, even if I lost 2 in a row, they're still giving me top 5 because I'm getting paid so much. They want to see me get beat to death for that money.
Yeah. So does that make it a sport, or does it make it more of a reality of like a game and show, right? Because I'm in a group where all they talk about is like, it's not a sport. It's not a sport because there's no true dictation of a rank, right? Like, how can we tell that this guy's truly ranked number 1? He's the number 1 contender. How can we tell this guy's truly ranked number 10? Who is ranking these guys? You know, if we all ran a race, so okay, 100 of us going to run a race, and your rank's gonna be based off when you come across that fucking finish line, right? You're able to like, Dom was the fastest person. You're ranked number 1. Oh, I came in third, 4th, 5th, 6th.
It's not based off that. And once a fighter can surrender to the fact that rankings aren't based off your skill, it's based off of who wants to watch you, then you're ranked.
So then it's not a sport then.
I mean, that's your interpretation, but I think that still makes it a sport. It's just wrapped in a different package. And you gotta and we're all okay with it or we're not. Yeah. I still signed up.
See, that's what I love about it. Because for me, I'm like, guys, I'm
still here.
It is what it is, right?
I'm still gonna do it.
Exactly,
I'm still gonna sign.
Yeah.
And that's the thing too, all these people suing the UFC, it's like, you signed the contract. Yeah. Knowing before you sued them what you were signing. I don't understand what the problem is.
So, okay, we're gonna jump all over the place. Okay, I'm gonna go back real quick. You talked about commentating, right? You got into commentating, right? And one of the reasons why I never wanted to do any commentating is I met a guy who was a professional baseball player, and he says, "You know what I hate, DJ?" I was like, "What?" He goes, "I hate when people lie to me." I was like, go on. His name was Howie. And he goes, don't tell me somebody's fucking athletic when I can clearly make a decision that person's not athletic. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me this girl is explosive when I'm watching and she's slow as a fucking slug. And when he said that, he goes, that's why I don't like listen to fights during commentation, during the commentating, because they're telling me a lie. They're upselling something when I know it's not true. So for you, you just sat here and you said like, hey, I'm promoting these guys. These guys are the best in the world. Knowing in the back of your mind, I'm like, I can beat these guys like that. Like,
it doesn't take away from their skills.
I agree.
Just because I can still, like, two things can be true at the same time.
Yeah.
They can be amazing and I can be better.
Yeah. Just elevates you when you beat them.
Yeah, but I just don't need to stroke my own ego. I need to stroke theirs because that's my job. It's not about me. It's about them.
Yeah.
So that's the job of a commentator. It's not about me. And so it's an ego killer when you're a commentator. That's what's actually hard.
And how was that?
Separate it.
How was that transition for you? Like,
well, it's hard when you're hurt.
Yeah.
And you're going to come back.
Yeah.
That was some of the hardest years of my life. Definitely. Because I'm literally hyping you up knowing that I'm going to come back and have to fight you. And I'm saying how great you are and how you're the best. And I mean it because it's true. Yeah. Because I'm not there.
Yeah.
For that time, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And then when I come back, now I've got to say, okay, look, I know I said everything about this guy, but just so you know, I'm here.
Yep.
So this is actually how it is now that I'm here. It doesn't make what I said before untrue unless I'm lying. But I'm not one of those guys I keep my mouth shut. I just stay quiet.
But don't you hate the debt? Like, cause I've done commentating, and for me, when I watch fights, I just like, at one point in time when me and the wife would watch fights, I wouldn't speak. She goes, you're not speaking. I'm like, because I'm watching. My mind's just computing the whole entire time. And then at the end of the round, I'm like, interesting. And she goes, what do you mean? What's interesting? What is going on? I was like, I'm sorry. I'm not fun to watch fights with because I'm just sitting there just analyzing the whole entire time. And so when I first got on the mic and I'm watching the fights, it's like, all right, DJ, come on, get in there, say something. And I'm like, can I just watch the fights and analyze? I can't, speak of what my mind's thinking. And then it's like, you have to fill the void. You have to fill that dead noise that's going on. I always find that was a hard thing for me.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's just about the athlete. So it's an opportunity to expose how amazing they've trained and what they know, and explain their moves that nobody in the world understands. Yeah. So I appreciate it because the thing that I've done in this career, I can see their gifts and see where their gifts aren't. And so if they're not there, I'm going to say, look, this is a gap that could be filled. Look, when Buckley fought Kamaru, I very plainly said, I don't think he's been put in these situations in practice. I don't think he's been beat up like this. He just hasn't been in losing situations here. I can see it. It doesn't take away from the fact that he's amazing on his feet and he can get a knockout in the next round when they get back up.
Yep.
So two things can be true at the same time.
Yep.
And it's important to expose the truth that Kamaru Usman is that good. Yeah. And also that Buckley can't wrestle.
Yeah.
And what's wrong with letting everybody know that?
No, I
enjoy it.
I guess for me, I'm like, I'm sitting there when I'm watching, I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, why the fuck is he not like I guess my wife says I have loose lips where I'm like, what the fuck's going on here, guys? Like, this guy clearly.
You do know, though. You know what's going on.
Yeah, I do know what's going on, but
so say it.
Well, do you think they don't let me say, what the fuck's going on here right now?
Just don't say the F word.
I'm sorry. It's just so hard not to say that.
You barely cussed one time this whole time we've been on here, bro. And now you're going to cuss because we're talking about because you're trying to prove a point. Like, full of it, bro. You're making all this up. You could do commentary. You could do whatever you want. You just don't want to because it's safe.
I don't want to.
It's safe not to. You got to put yourself on the line to do that. Talking about other athletes.
I don't mind talking about other athletes. It's trying to like ride that company toe where it's like,
ride the company toe. Explain that because this is your experience of me. So why don't you tell me your experience of me riding the company toe? How am I doing that?
Yeah, no, not for you, for me.
Well, why would you have to do it and I don't?
Yeah, so for me, if I'm watching an athlete and I'm like, this guy's not athletic. Like, he's not very fast. He's not this.
What is he good at? You're just telling me what he's not good at. There are things he's good at.
Then if I was
just tell the truth.
Yeah. I feel like when I tell the truth, I feel like I'm watering down the product. And if I water down the product, then there's people out there. Why should I watch, right? And maybe
so you gotta lie to not water down a product.
Well, no, maybe I need to get better about do what you do well is say what they're good at. But in my mind, I'm always from my upbringing, I'm always thinking about what I need to get better at, and I never focus on the good things that I'm good at. Does that make sense?
But it's not about you.
I know it's not. But when I look at somebody else and I start breaking down their fights, I just look for all their deficiencies, not their efficiencies, right?
Yeah.
Of course, like when I watch you, I'm like, hey, Dom's good at the angles. He's very good at that. He will blast a double leg. He can do that. The one thing that we don't see much of Dom, if I was a commentator, is like, we don't see him stand there and get in the fire to exchange to try to land that knockout, because we know that's when he's his most vulnerable, because he can get caught. We can't catch Dom.
That's
right?
when everybody's most vulnerable, and that's when everybody's gonna get caught.
Exactly. But for me, that's where I'm like, Dom's not gonna. I always look at the negatives and not the positives, and that's where I.
So let's say you say that.
Yeah.
Then what?
I don't want.
You still got another 15 minutes, and you got 1 point out.
Exactly. That's what I mean.
So now, what are you gonna go to next?
That's what I mean. That's why I'm not a good commentator. That's why I don't fucking do it.
I'm just saying, you're making all this up. You can definitely do it. You got plenty of time to talk about the things I do well, and then plenty of time to make adjustments to the things I do not well.
Yeah.
And I think what I'm hearing is you have a hard time telling the truth, which is he's good here and he's bad here, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah. I think in my experience, I've had people say, hey, let's not talk about that. Let's because you have
who's in your ear saying that?
That's the truck.
Yeah, but what's the commentator people telling you, who's a multiple world champion, what to say and what not to say? And now we're talking about something totally different. Now we're talking about production.
No, production.
That's not calling fights, though. That's a different thing.
Okay, so what would you call?
Like, I call fights, and my production, I work very well with.
Yeah.
I have a very good relationship with them. They trust me to say what I'm going to say.
And they trust, yeah.
And they tell me when to cut, too.
Yeah.
Like, hey, get out of there.
I don't like that.
Well,
I think the production side I'm not good at.
There you go.
Because when I apologize.
That makes sense.
I'm talking one of the best in the world of commentating.
That makes sense.
You know, I'm not very good with production.
There we go. So what about that bothers you?
I don't like having somebody try to read off ads and, oh, we got to cut. Oh, hey, let me get this in here. Hey, this. It's like when I'm sitting there watching the fights, I can't associate myself with the production side, because when I'm thinking and I'm trying to expel what I'm thinking and somebody says, hey, cut, we got to get this ad readout or whatever, it turns my mind. I'm like, who the fuck's I've done it 3 times, and those experiences, I don't like that.
So you get done with the fight, you win a world title, you got everybody, and you go, game box, thank you.
Well, that's different. I'm fighting now. No.
What's the difference? You're doing an ad promo.
Yeah, I know. It's hard, man.
It's all framework. That you choose to say, I won't do it, but it's not real. You do it already. None of that's true, bro.
I guess because I'm in charge.
Just go do it.
No, I'm in charge. I don't like it. I don't like having somebody tell me. No.
There, now we're getting to the bottom line. You don't like when production has a say in telling you what will work and won't work, and that's okay. But I'm really good at receiving feedback.
Yeah.
So you got to work on your feedback, and you can go be a commentator. It's no big deal. It's easy.
I don't want to be a commentator. I don't want.
Well, you don't need to, because you're the man. Look at what you're doing. You got a setup. You got YouTube. You're making money.
I feel like you telling me how to run my goddamn show. You know that right now?
You're killing it right now.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
What do you mean I'm not telling you? I'm giving you compliments on you don't need to do commentary. This is your show.
No, I know. I think for me, maybe one day I might do it, but I enjoy having this conversation.
No, but I love how I've already you're going to end up doing it.
Nah.
Yeah, you will. Because you know why? That resistance you have is something you get to learn and work through. Yeah. It's just feedback.
Yeah.
And you beat yourself up over that. It's silly. It's just, the world could use your commentary. Athletes could use you breaking them down.
Yeah.
That breakdown, what you just said, okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
And then you'll go into the next frame of mind and you'll see, okay, and this is why he doesn't trade. Look, he just... And you'll explain why that works for me.
Yeah.
And you have the gift to do that.
You should be a coach. You should be like a commentary coach, like help people like, all right, man, so let's talk about the things
I'm just a coach.
Yeah.
I'm a coach in general. Everywhere I go to, it's about giving. As my family.
Yep.
We're in this thing. Am I getting paid? I came to give to your show. This is your show. When I go to PT today, I'm going to see, these guys sitting there all day. They never leave the room.
Yep.
What can I give to them?
Yeah.
We're stuck here. We're here either way.
Yeah, good energy.
And when you do commentary, as long as I do it from a place of what I can give the athletes, because I was them and all I wanted was the commentaries to know what I was doing and how I did it, and they didn't. And they didn't watch 1 ounce of film.
Yep.
And they have no idea what the hell I'm doing. They don't know why I'm moving in and out. They don't know why I'm fainting. They don't know why I'm fainting on the center line and then hitting angles. And I can explain that to the world for athletes like you.
Yep.
That people at home don't have necessarily commentators that can see that or care about the athlete enough to discuss it.
Yeah.
I want to make it about the athlete because I've been the guy that nobody knew what he was doing and they didn't know how to say it.
Yep.
And so guess who else didn't know what I was doing? Anybody.
Yeah.
The world.
Yeah.
And they don't know that what I'm doing is hard and it's different and it's not cookie cutter like I'm not cut from the same cloth of everybody else. Why? Explain why. No, he's herky jerky and weird. That's all you hear.
Yeah.
That's not, you don't understand what's going on.
Yeah.
There's a deeper level to this thing. And I love giving to the athletes to show the world their deeper level of thought. And the sport just keeps getting better and better. There's different layers that keep coming in. For instance, I got to start learning leg lock transitions and explanations of it.
Yep.
That shit did not exist.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
5 years ago. Not even a thought.
Well, not even in mixed martial arts. I mean, if you watch a lot of jiu-jitsu, like NoGi jiu-jitsu, IBJJF and the gi, you can't reap because you
have to talk about it in that.
Yes.
But that's my point. Now you got a Sandhagen, it's leaking into MMA. You got Sandhagen blew 2 knees out with leg locks.
Yeah.
So at the highest
he
level.
just blew out Figgy's
yes,
leg.
and he blew out TJ's too.
Yep.
So this is my point. Like you got to start paying attention to the adaptations of the game if you're a commentator. And I love that because that's for the fighters, not for me. I'm not competing anymore.
Yeah, but I feel like that's how you have, like, I think Charles Sonnen said it the best, like, he wants to be involved in this sport, but he can't compete anymore. So him, like, obviously you and Charles Sonnen are 2 different atmospheres, but I feel like for you, that's how you're feeding that itch of, like, involving your intelligence in watching the game and see what's coming into the sport at mixed martial arts. Like you said, leg locks are now, like, I got to get versatile in leg lock. Oh, he's going to go to toe hold, to heel hook. Oh, he defended the heel hook. Oh, he's going to do a reverse. Oh, he's going to take the back to a calf slicer. That's why I think keeps your brain, because I was just think like, do you ever plan on coaching people, like athletes? Like, hey,
I already am.
Oh, you are?
I just don't talk about any of this. I mean, when I get my podcast, like you're doing.
Yep. I got to come do
will.
yours.
Yeah, of course. And I know that. And I'll get it going. But, I want to get these irons in the fire and get some. I like to set up the system, and then I can add the fun things in the system. And right now, I just retired, so I got to build a system to bringing in steady money because I got to work for the rest of my life. I'm not one of these guys that just gets to retire right off in the sunset rich guy.
Yeah.
I had to work like you.
There's a lot of people who don't, my friend. Don't worry.
So we're working, right? You don't want to do commentary. I do, but this is your commentary.
Yes.
It's really, you just don't have production in your ear.
Yes.
That's it. But it's the same thing.
Yep. Even when he tries to get in my ear, I'm like, Michael, if you don't shut the fuck up, I'm gonna.
What's so bad about it?
I just don't. It's like
they're here for us. What about when your coach is talking to you in the ring? Can you handle that?
Well, he could beat me up, so that's totally different.
So you only respect people that can beat you up.
God damn it, Dom, you have to do this to me. No, I just like, I feel like sometimes like when you don't get a chance to vibe, like you don't let your mind just go and enjoy the conversation.
Why can't you?
I feel that
you let your fight go when your coach is yelling instructions to you and it doesn't stop you at all. What's the difference?
It's the difference.
What is the difference? You're making all this up and I don't buy any of it, bro.
My wife's over there smiling. She goes, I love you, Dom. Just keep coming back to the show.
She probably told you all this already.
She does. It's a hard thing.
Yeah,
like,
but you can beat her up, so you're not going to listen, right?
I would never lay a hand on my wife, okay?
I didn't say you would. I said you could.
You're implying that
that's why you're not listening to her. She's production, bro. Get over it.
We just gave her a job here. No, I'm playing. She's part of. I don't know. I mean, you're right. It's just I have to get.
Let's see, DJ and commentary. It's coming, and we all deserve it.
Right here on the YouTube channel. The commentary is here.
He's ready for the feedback.
No,
it's no problem.
Hard. It's hard. Hopefully, one day I can get.
It's not hard in the cage. I don't know why it's hard.
Well, hard in the cage is. Here's the reason why. Well, I know you're gonna say, but I'm gonna tell you why it's not hard in the cage. Is because that was probably my favorite part about fighting, is going out there fighting for 5 minutes, seeing what I'm seeing, feeling the energy, feeling the speed, feeling the strength, come back, sit it down, and listen to Matt. Breathe. Cheeks of water. Okay, DJ, you're standing up. You're standing up. You're trying to chase. And then I make the recollection. I've talked to him like, okay, I'm standing up, chasing. Okay, I make those adjustments. Okay, da-da-da-da. Perfect. All right, let's get it. Break. All right, get the water out. He's going to move this way. All right. Then you go out there and you start testing that stuff. You start moving, and it's more of a physical attribute that we're moving. There it is.
You adjust.
I adjust. I hit him. Perfect. Good job. You said that. And there's that immediate feedback that you get, instant gratification, I guess you can say, from that. When you do and you're talking, it's like, okay, hey, da 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 da. I don't feel that instant same gratification feedback.
So I feel that's what I'm doing when I'm commentating. It's the same thing, but I'm giving it to the fans instead of you.
Yeah, and everybody like
it's the same thing.
My mother-in-law, she loves your commentary. She goes, "Oh, I love Dom. He's
they don't know they don't really know what they're watching, and the job is to explain it. Like what you just said, a lot of that is your natural, innate gifts.
Yeah,
that you can make adjustments on the fly, and I get to say, look how many natural, innate gifts this dude has at making adjustments on the fly. This is what makes him special. He doesn't know any of that. Matt Hume said, throw a right hand, and he feinted 3 times. He faked a left hook before he threw the right hand to set up the right hand, and he does that naturally just because Matt Hume said throw a right hand.
Yeah.
I get to give that to the people to know how special you are. What a gift.
Yeah, that's your gift.
But you can do it too. Because you have the reads is my point.
Yeah.
And to give back to the sport would be you giving back to the sport if you were that, if you chose to be it. You're still giving back to the sport by doing this.
Yeah.
And it's special.
Yeah.
So I love watching your stuff. Your content's hilarious. That ninja guy, the ninja gamer that you just did,
Death Sentence.
Amazing.
You liked it?
I thought that was one of my favorite things I've watched in a long time.
Thanks, man.
Because
that
so touches to the point of people can't tie their shoes and they want to pretend that they know what they're doing. Yeah. You said throw a 1-2 10 times and he threw a jab every single time.
Yeah.
It's that hard.
Yeah, he went 2-1. Yeah, he went 2.
And I've been teaching privates and one-on-ones since the beginning of my career, teaching that. Yeah. And so it really resonated with me, trying to teach somebody who doesn't know what they're doing. Yeah. I enjoyed it. That's commentary.
Yeah. I think.
See it? You're showing the people how hard it truly is.
Yeah, I guess,
But it's your way.
It's
and
my
nobody's
way.
in your ear.
Nobody's in my ear. Yeah. I guess you're right. And I guess I have the opportunity.
Except your wife.
Yeah. She's
running the show, but she's just in your ear when you get off.
Yeah, she is. She's probably been the best feedback, best friend, wife, love, because she's very good about talking to me, and she's the only one that I will listen to. Because even Michael, he'll say something, and then I'll bring the conversation to my wife, and she goes, let's look at this standpoint, and I'll listen, and I'm like, yeah, fuck that, and I'll go back. All right, Michael, I think this is a good way. He goes, oh, okay. And I think now that I have the opportunity to have my own platform and I'm my own production, I guess you could say. I do have my production, my team that wants the best for me. I just can't see myself just having somebody else give me feedback. That's not part, because we have a small crew, and I'll never forget that we did a MightyCast with a guy named Asmongold, and he says, when you have a big ship of 100 people on that ship, and go through all this chain of command to get something done, a small chain, if you're a small Viking ship of just 3 or 4 people in there, you can make different turns in the sea very easily. And that's what I love about being a part of this crew, instead of being a part of a massive organization where I have to have production. And I gotta, as I said, toe the company line, don't water down the product, right? Some people might see it me and you, we can talk about it and say oh man, this guy needs to do this better, but he does this very well. Me saying, he doesn't do this very well, they can view that as me watered down the product. Can we agree on that? You might not think that.
I don't think that. Because we could talk the same thing on this platform as we could breaking down a fight on TV, and it would sound the same.
Yes, but some people might view that as not us or the people around the world, or maybe, who knows, they might view that as watered down the product, as in the company itself. Does that make sense or no?
I don't understand.
Okay, we'll talk about off camera, okay?
Why?
Sounds good. Well, I just think, for example, let's say I'm man, this guy is not fast. He's not fast. And it's true, he's not fast.
Oh, you're saying that waters down the product for the TV.
That can water down the product.
So you don't think I've ever said he's not fast?
No, it's different.
You have to say that. That is your job. I've definitely said that.
I know that, but somebody in the truck or higher up, somebody say, don't fucking say that
So
again.
Now again, we're back on your production team is putting you in a box that you don't like, but that's just...
Yes, there you go.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yes, I don't like being...
production sucking.
Yes.
And with whatever show you're doing, you don't want to say it, but I don't deal with that.
Yeah.
That's your production sucks, and let you be free because you're the shit, and they're not. Yeah. They don't know what they're doing in the truck.
Yeah.
They're pushing buttons and telling you, and my production team knows that. Yeah. So I vibe with them so well. Yeah. We work really well, and I do believe that you could create that, and that there's absolutely, talking to you right now, you could talk with the production team like this and get through to them eventually where they stop telling you certain things. You could build the relationship the way you want to, bro.
Yeah.
So for me to hear, I don't buy any of it.
Yeah.
Because I know you can do whatever the hell you want. You just don't want to.
Yeah.
And that's different than saying, I can't, like, I don't know. You're putting yourself in a box.
I can't, I'm going to go commentate. And after I get done, hey, Dom, I did everything you said. I got fired on the first day.
Good news for you is you didn't want to do it anyway. So what did you have to lose? And you got a job on the back end too. So win-win.
Yeah. Okay. Cheers.
There's no losing for you, bro. Just give it a whirl. I bet you'll be damn good at it. I guarantee it. The world deserves it.
Okay.
The world
next time
hear your mind.
Yeah. Next time I'm gonna wear like a Dominator shirt, but like, all right, I'm gonna wear a suit and I'm gonna have you underneath it. Just like,
hell yeah, let's go.
I'll look like this. I'm like, all right, Dom, we can do this. Let's go. We got this.
I'll be the production in your ear.
Yeah. All right. So now let's talk about like, what are you focused on now? Obviously, we've been talking about that, but like now you're finally done. You're finally done.
Yeah.
No more. Do you think you're gonna compete at all? Maybe in jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, I wouldn't say no.
Okay.
You know, and like the grappling stuff that's going on nowadays.
Would you do
it's
gi or no gi?
Definitely no gi for me.
Okay.
But I'm not saying that I wouldn't start gi now. I've wore a gi 5 times in my entire life.
Okay.
And so to switch to it now would be a total like
culture
shock. And
you would fucking love it. You would love it.
I don't doubt it. So that's why I stay open to possibility.
Okay.
But for competing, I just love wrestling. Like I've always loved the sport of wrestling.
When they pull guard, what are you gonna do then?
Well, I like the mixture now.
Gotcha. You're like a fucking.
It's hard, man. Like when you watch a Nolf, like Jason, one of the best wrestlers ever, he's trying fireman's carry. You can't do that shit in jiu-jitsu. You're gonna get strangled.
Yep.
You're gonna get in a crucifix in 5 seconds. And it's like, I can wrestle. I've been fireman's carrying people since I was 3.
Yep.
Why is this not working? Like this makes no, and I love that feeling of like, wow, like this guy who's never wrestled a day in his life is giving me hell right now because he's on his back.
Yep.
That's so weird. And it's like, they're just like this looking at you and you're like, this is weird because it should be over now.
Yeah.
You're on your back. You're should be over, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's not even close to over. It's hard.
Yeah. When I started competing in NoGi and I'm like, okay, I'm going to wrestle, get my 2 points. And the guy grabbed my lapel and jumped. I was like, fuck, you just took away half my game.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't even wrestle. Then I'm like, okay, now I got to, it's just like, it just turned my mind to a whole, like when I watch NoGi, I can't say that I don't enjoy it, but I don't enjoy it as much as gi because it's like there's so much, and I see a lot more. You could take a very high level wrestler and put him in a NoGi competition, and he can do very well. But if you take a very high level wrestler and you put him in a gi competition, he's gonna get fucking worked because it's like, no, you need to know the curriculum. You need to know these type of positions in order to do well. If you don't, you can't thrive. And
so you just explained analysis and why I enjoy it again.
Yeah.
Because you have to break down step by step. And how many people are just athletic?
Oh, so there's a lot of people who are fucking
most.
Yeah, most are.
So they need a guy like you who understands how to read somebody's athleticism.
Yeah.
Like, this is what I'm talking about.
I know, Dom.
Like, look at a Daniel Cormier doesn't even know. Yeah, just grab a single leg and take him down. Like, Daniel Cormier, do you understand what you do? Like, are you kidding me? Just pick him up. It's easy. What are you talking about?
When you and DC had that going back, he goes, DC doesn't even fucking study. And then he goes, Dom, what do you mean I don't study? He goes, it's clear that you don't study. Like, I'm just telling the truth. And sometimes people might say, me and my wife always talk about like, just because we tell the truth doesn't mean you have to say it.
Or that I'm watering down the product.
Or you're watering down the product, right?
It's all perception.
It's all perception. And
but I said it this way because the bottom line is he's explaining moves like they're easy. And it's like, dude, talk about why that's easy for you.
Yeah.
You are a freak of nature.
Yeah.
Like, you picking people up. First you dump it.
Yep.
Then you step in.
Yep.
Then you get into the groin. You're not on the knee.
Yep.
Your head's in the perfect. Like, you're not saying like how hard these guys don't. You've been doing this since you were 2.
Yeah.
That single leg is not simple.
No, it's not.
It is so hard.
Yep.
And I love being able to explain like this guy's special. I know he makes it look easy.
Yeah.
That is not easy what he just did. Picking people up and flipping them is not easy. Throwing people is not easy.
Yep.
Hitting angles and timing perfect slips and not getting hit and is not easy. Who's going to explain that if you don't do it?
Yeah. It's true. That's you. That's what you do.
That's what you do.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. We were in the UK, and he wanted me to kick. KSI wanted me to kick him, and I was like, dude, I'm not gonna kick you. He goes, oh no, I want to feel the kick. And I was like, dude, I can literally tear your knee if I, because you know how people like they don't understand
they don't do anything right.
And I was like, and how he reacts, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna kick Michael. And I kicked Michael. Michael goes, that actually kind of hurts. I was like, really? You think so? And then he goes, you do kick fucking hard. And I was like, I don't kick that hard. And then I finally kicked KSI. And I was just explaining to him, I was like, you gotta think, I'm trying to hit your leg at a 90-degree angle at blunt trauma. Like, I want to kick through, but I want to just I call it a love tap, and explain it to him. And then I tell him, I was like, now when you watch people fight and I have you against the cage, my head's in the neck, and I have this arm open, I can throw a knee to the stomach, and then I start kneeing that thigh. Think about that. That's a free leg kick every single time. Because each time you hear people, boo, and I'm like, let me fucking do it to you and see how it feels, right? It don't feel good, 100%. Do you? So when you watch people on the fucking TV, shut the fuck up.
Here's another example of what you're saying. I agree 100%.
Yeah.
That's an example of you knowing something because you felt it. That now, if you're somebody who's never felt it, John Anik, you've never felt that. You're like, oh, those are doing anything. Yeah. I'm not hating on Anik. I'm saying he hasn't been kneading the thigh. It hurts.
Yeah.
So it's how do you adjust and give these gifts to people? That is that's what you're and again, you're proving my point. Yeah. You're ready to do it. You just don't like this feedback part. Yeah. But to me, that's the fun part, because we're making a production. Like, we're all working together. It's not just the Dominick show. Yeah. It's how do I give to the athlete?
But don't you feel like it's a long, like, it's a long night. Yeah, how do you keep that energy?
I love it. Yeah. It's fun to talk about how great people are.
For me, I feel what makes
and what they're doing.
Yeah. I feel like for me, I love the storylines, right? Like, I love if this person loses, where do they go next? If they win, what does he do next? That's what gets me excited. And sometimes for me, I might lose a little bit of interest. I might not have that same energy like I would if it was like, fuck, Dom fighting, Dom's gonna return back and he's gonna fight, Merab. Can Dom keep, here's the passion, here's the energy. And I guess for me, I don't want to try to fake it where I have no interest of like, it's his second fight in the UFC. He might make it. I don't know. I feel like I might not have that same energy.
It's okay, but the thing I'm hearing is you're making it about you, and I'm not making it about me. Yeah. It's about them.
I'm a selfish person and you're very selfless.
Well, I'm not saying that. You said that. But what I'm telling you is you're asking how I keep motivation. Yeah. Don't make it about me. Yeah. That's how. Yeah. If it's about me, sometimes you don't want to do things. Yeah. But if it's about them. Did I want to leave physical therapy to haul ass to sushi to talk before I go to my next not necessarily. Yeah. It's not about me, is it?
Thanks, Dom.
So life's very easy.
Yeah, it is.
If you get yourself out of the way. Yeah. For me. Yeah. And that's how that's how I do the job. Take myself out of it and I'm fine. Yeah. The second I start having wants and needs, there's a problem. Same thing with fighting. You're telling me when you had to get up and go run miles, you had an opinion?
I mean,
it wasn't about you.
No, it was about me.
It's about what fighting needs.
Yeah.
And then on the back end, it's about what your kids and your wife needs. Yeah. And once those two things are good, everything else is good. DJ doesn't matter. Your feelings don't matter. How you feel. Am I sad? Am I tired? It doesn't matter. Yeah. Fighting needs what it needs. Yeah. It's the same thing.
Where did this come from? Where does this mindset come from? Where did you come up with this mindset of, because mixed martial arts is a very selfish sport. You need to make sure you get right sleep, right nutrition, right sparring, right training. But now I feel like you have this mindset of like, I'm giving back. Well,
ironically, I have no wife, no kids, and I'm a single guy right now, right? Yeah. And you got wife and kids and all you do is give. Yeah. But you're asking me how I'm in a mindset of giving. Think about that. You live a mindset of giving. You are it. Yeah. But you're asking how I do it in sport.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because it's about the athlete. Yeah. It's not about me.
But how did you get to that point though?
Well, like blowing your knees out and having to commentate about you and TJ Dillashaw and Uriah Faber and Barao. And you learn that if I want a job, I cannot make this about how I'm better than them. It's not about me.
So if it wasn't a job, do you think your mindset would be different?
Well, of course I wouldn't have. I mean, that's like saying...
You're like, fuck all those guys. They fucking suck.
Yeah, if I just would have stayed on top and never got hurt, and I just would have, smashed everybody to smithereens with my words until I was done.
Yeah.
Like you're seeing John Jones try to do. It's the same thing. He's never had to say one nice thing about anybody because he's never had to do commentary.
Yeah.
What does DC got to do? Commentary. He's got to say nice things about people.
Yeah.
So if it's a choice, if you want to give back, you get into commentary. If you don't want to give back, you won't. And the second you make it about you, you're not going to be good at commentary.
Gotcha. I appreciate those words, man, because that's one thing I've struggled with is when it comes to commentary, it's not me giving back. It's just having that communication with the production, like trying to do a production feedback. And
so right when they get in my ear, I go, okay, what can I do for them? Because they're getting yelled at somewhere too.
Yeah. And
somebody's yelling at them.
Yes, I know. And that's like I said.
So what can I give to them to make their job easier?
Yes.
Because they just want to do their job too.
Yeah.
I'm either easy to work with or I'm not. So which are you?
I'm very easy to work with. They love
That's
it.
That's not what I'm hearing. It sounds like you just want to take the ear thing out and throw it in the octagon. That's not easy. That's hard.
So I'm going to say this. Each time I've done it, they said, you killed it. We love it. We can't wait to have you back on.
But you hate them.
I guess so. It might be them. Maybe it's just my own. Because when I do what I do now with the interview and the podcast and instant reaction and breaking down the fights, I am super passionate about it. I love it. I get to oversee the whole entire thing. Like when we edit, I get to look at all this stuff and I have a vision of how things are going to go, how the conversation is going to go. I want to hear about your life, where your mindset is. How hard is it to, like you said, you sit down, you're talking these guys up, you're trying to give the people back home, like who's watching, like how to do it. Instead of, just pick your leg up and just throw it down.
It's not that easy.
Like you're like, there's a pull there. There's no post there. You got to run his head there. I love to hear that feedback, and that's what fills my cup. And I feel when I do get the opportunity to commentate, I just haven't been able to make that marriage with production yet. And I'm being bullheaded, or I don't want that marriage to happen, I guess.
So my favorite part about this is we've been talking about commentary that you don't want to do, and all you're doing is working it out in your brain to make it work because it's something that's a gap, and we're obsessed with filling gaps.
Yeah.
And that's what you're doing right now.
Yeah.
And what makes you special is you reach out.
Yeah.
And listen to you reaching out, whether you want to admit it or not. And that's what makes champions. We don't know it all.
Yeah.
Open mindset, open to possibility. Now you're a little stubborn, but that's why you're also champion.
Yeah.
So it's all mixed together. Now I love seeing if I can find a way to open you up and make it work for you.
Yeah.
And that
next, 2 years later,
motivates
ESPN,
me too.
Commentator of the Year, Demetrious Johnson. I'm like, first off, I want to thank my wife. I want to thank Dominick Cruz, Michael Wanzo. I just want to thank everybody who's been in my corner the whole fucking time.
Nah, you'll be great at it, man. And this proves it. You're already doing it.
Yeah. I appreciate that.
And I like watching your stuff, so it's cool. Yeah, it's a pleasure. I'm glad I got to fight you. It's an honor. Everything. Everybody I got to fight, it's been an honor.
Yep.
I learned from everybody. So whether, in my fight career, I think it's easy to make reads according to that because of how I show up, but I'm a different person when I'm competing than when I'm not.
Oh, of course.
And
I think everybody is.
A competition version of me is not a nice person, and it's not supposed to be. I'm pure ego in my competition form. But when you separate me and you put me in a commentary, there can be no ego.
Yeah.
If it's there, I will dilute everything. That's watering down the product is my own ego involved.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying I do it all the time, but that's the goal.
Yeah.
How can I separate my ego from this, make it about the athlete, give back to the sport, give back to the producers, give back to the athlete that's in there competing, and take myself out of it? Because I'm not competing.
Yeah.
I'm just a mouthpiece.
That's why you're one of the best to do it, man.
Well, thanks.
And everybody enjoys. I enjoy it. I know the wife enjoys it. Michael, my mother-in-law, enjoys it. And I can't wait to see you do more commentating. And
yeah,
man,
I'm grateful to get the opportunity. Like, it's
Of
not
course.
an easy thing to
it's not.
get to be there, and I'm grateful for it.
And here's the thing too. People think it's easy. It's not. It's not easy to do all the studying and then also make sure you pronounce everybody's name correctly. And
which I don't
either.
It's hard. That's one of the hardest
It's very
things,
hard. Like,
yeah.
and sometimes
And that's what I count on. Now we're back to, again,
the production.
Yes. See, and now thank God they're there in my ear.
And it's the hardest thing. Like for me,
thank God. Thank you guys.
Yeah. Here's one, Joshua Vaughn. I was calling him Joshua Vaughn.
Damn.
Somewhere I heard somebody call him Joshua Vaughn. Somebody said Vaughn. And then production got on my ear, goes, it's pronounced Van. And I'm like, why did I hear somebody say Vaughn? And so I went back and did the video. I was like, hey, what's going on, guys? Joshua Van, if you can do this correctly, we'll make it happen. But for me, it's like, if I see somebody's name and I pronounce it this way, and I'm like, well, that's how I'm reading it. And they're like, no, like, here's one, Alex Pereira, right? I went to my professor and I said, how do you say his name? He goes, Pereira. That's how you say it in the Portuguese way. And I'm like, Alex Pereira. So I always say Alex Pereira. And somebody goes, you're saying it wrong. And I'm like, I went to a Brazilian who speaks Portuguese fluently. Say, I just don't like that.
And that's how I have to drown that out too. And
Yes.
so it's nice of you to explain how hard the job is because you think I don't have to deal with that.
No, it's fucking.
So on the big spectrum, the simple way to deal with that is what does the production say?
Yes.
And that's it.
But you do it every fucking.
But that's all that matters is the production.
Yeah.
They run the show. And if I trust them to run the show the way they want to, it's not about me.
Yeah.
And now I'm not mad. It's their show.
You would make a great husband one day. I'm not looking for one, but when you finally get married, if you choose to get married, if you come into a marriage with that same mindset, you're gonna make one woman very fucking happy.
I'll listen to you on that. You've been married a long time. That's one of the hardest things in the world to do. So respect.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah,
Thank you.
it really is.
Thank you. Takes two. But
I know.
that mindset you have that when you go into a relationship, you can be just A-okay.
We'll find out.
Yeah. All right, Dom. I always ask everybody this. In any sport, basketball, football, whatever it is, when you started fighting, what did you do with your very first check? And what I mean by first check is like, okay, when I fought,
First check.
First check where you like, man, I made some money.
Okay.
The first check I got when I was like, okay, I'm gonna go buy a laptop. It was like $750. It was like, $350 a show, $350. I can't remember the numbers, but it was like $750. Me and the wife went to Best Buy and I bought a laptop, right? And then I want to know what you did with your very first check. And then what'd you do with your very last check that you got when you obviously you're still making money, commentating, but what did you do with the last check you got from fighting somebody?
We'll start with my last check from fighting. I bought a house for my mom.
Okay.
I had saved, my whole career, that was the goal, is to finally have like a home base for the family to all come to, which I told you.
Yep.
So I got that with with what was left of my last check.
Mm-hmm.
And then my first check, my first check was the first, I didn't make my first check until 2010. So I started fighting in 2006. I paid money to fight for those fights, except for I made 3 and 3. I made $3,000 to fight Uriah Faber at 145. I was 9-0.
Yeah.
So that was my first check, I guess. But I was already so backtracked on finances from just trying to get to the fight. $3,000 is not enough. That's a month's.
Yeah.
That didn't even pay. I was paying $1,000 a month in California for rent.
Yeah.
So how much did I make? You do the math. I didn't make anything. So that was in 2007.
Yeah.
I started, so I paid money my first 4 fights because I had to pay medicals and I only got $50 checks.
Yeah.
When I got 2010, I think I was 14-1 or something. I made my first check and I bought a Honda Civic.
Nice. A Honda Civic. SI. Okay.
2009.
Ooh. SI 2009. That was. Did they have the SI blades? Was it blue?
Yep.
VTEC.
Yep.
Load down. Yeah. I was a race racer. I had a Honda Civic 1995. A hatchback.
Well, they just never break.
Yeah, they don't.
So I was thinking, like, if I'm going to buy a brand new car, I was so I had only had cars that, like, the tire goes flat, you're at the gas station, the radiator runs out of radiator fluid, you're pouring water into it.
Yeah.
You got the alternator that goes out every month and you're down on the bottom trying to reconnect it. The battery's dead.
Yeah.
The windows one window goes down, one window goes up. The seatbelt gets stuck.
Yep.
Like, I had nothing but cars like that. So I was like, I'm getting a car that's not going to break. I'm getting a car that the AC works. I'm getting a car the windows roll up and I don't got to it's not going to break.
Yeah.
So Honda Civic was the one. And that thing lasted me, man, forever.
Really?
Yeah. It saved my life. Yeah.
So, and then what did you do with the check when you're like, holy shit, we're starting to make money? Like you're the champion, you defended multiple times.
Honestly, the first time I felt that, like I told you, I was living in the 1-bedroom studio still.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm just going to live here while I make as much money as I can so I can eventually stack up enough of these fights to buy a home, a down payment on a home, not to buy a home.
Yeah.
And so I fought I think maybe 4 or 5 title fights before I had enough money to maybe put a down payment on a fight or on a home.
Yeah.
And then I did that. And the big moment was the GTR. That was that was when I had the most money to my name now because the car itself was more money than I had anywhere near my account my entire life. The car was worth about
6 figures.
About $125,000.
Yeah.
Out the gate, right?
Yeah.
So I just get that and I'm in it and I'm like, do I sell it? Do I? Like, there's a lot of money, right? Like, is it stupid to keep this? I'm pulling it up to this 1-bedroom studio. I'm in a back house behind somebody's house. Like, I'm using their laundry machine. I share laundry with this family in front of me. Yeah. I'm sharing everything. Like, and I'm pulling up in a GTR. They see me pull up. They're like,
they're gonna up your rent.
They
did.
At 6, they upped it. They upped it $100. But I was paying $700 a month. Yeah. What a gift. I couldn't leave. Yeah. $700 a month in California. Shout out to them, by the way.
Yeah, you're not gonna find it. You're not gonna find it anywhere in the world right now. Anywhere,
especially in San Diego.
Yeah.
So I was paying $700 a month. My rent was $1,000 a month. I taught 19 classes a week, $20 a class. So that's what I was doing while I was fighting Brian Bowles and and Uriah Faber. And I was just a normal guy working in the gym, trying to make money. And fighting wasn't a career. It was an opportunity to make a little bit more money and not have to work a regular job and get to fuck people up and not have to go to jail.
And you were still whooping all our asses.
I was doing my best, but we were all working.
Yeah, we were.
To be fair, we were all in that boat. Yeah. It wasn't just me.
Yeah. That's crazy. When you talk about
the time of the sport.
Yeah. And I still even think today there's a lot of people who get in this sport and they
talk about Stipe was a full-time firefighter before he fought John Jones.
Still.
That's my point. Yeah. Who's talking about that? Think about that. Yeah, he came back and fought a full-time firefighter. He didn't come back and fight Tom Aspinall, who's sitting in the gym staring at John Jones tape every second of every day. It's a different thing. Yeah. And I'm not hating, but it's a truth.
No, it is the truth. It is.
It's true.
Yeah. And that's the thing about mixed martial arts. And me and Michael, we always talk about this. And you guys get paid like shit. And I was like, well, there's nobody else is going to pay us like that. I was like, where's another company that's going to pay me, this amount of money?
And on the other end, we all believe we should be making more money, no 100%. Matter who you are.
Yep.
And I still signed the dotted line, so I'm not mad at the UFC. Who am I actually mad at?
Yourself.
There it is. And that's what fighters don't want to say. You're mad at yourself. You're not mad at the UFC. Yeah. They just set up the negotiation power better than we did.
Yeah.
Nah. What can I do? I still signed it. I'm still there. Yeah. I still wanted to compete. So shut that up.
Yeah. All right. Well, there we go. Okay. Well, Dom, I appreciate you giving us the time. The floor is yours. Where can people support you? Opportunity when you get the podcast coming up. Yeah. The floor is yours.
We're going to get that going. I'm just trying to get irons in the fire, but having you on, how people can support me is the footwork courses that I have out. I truly believe are a real thing for not just the mixed martial arts, but for any sport, because it's all dimensions of footwork. I have footwork courses out, DominickCruz.com, and follows, Twitter, all the streams, and giving good feedback to me is always nice. I love the love. I'm here to give it back.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. Michael, before I let him go, is there anything you got for him?
Yeah, so were you saying the rematch that got away was Henry Cejudo? Is that who you were talking about?
Yeah. That's a great question. That one got away, and that's kind of one of the people I've been alluding to. Yeah. Is the way that fight went, like, I'm on my feet.
Yeah. You're trying to get up.
I'm up. Yeah. I'm not trying to. I'm up. And there's 1 second left on the clock. And all nonsense, Keith Peterson is a complete fuck up for that. Yeah. It's the only sporting event in the world going on. There's 1 second left on the clock. I'm on my feet. I did my job as a fighter, and he failed as a referee. A complete failure. Yeah. And on multiple occasions, he's kept doing it. So yes, that fight got away from me. And it taught me that, yes, I got hit. I shouldn't have got clipped. Yeah. 100%. I took responsibility for that. And I told Keith Peterson that, yes, I shouldn't have gotten clipped and got dropped. Okay. Yeah. I get dropped almost every fight. Get back up and whoop your ass after that. Yeah. I knew this was going to be part of it. Yeah. I knew the first 3 rounds was going to be a war with Henry. He's not a chump. Yeah. But I knew after that was my, and so he knew that too. Yep. And so there's a game we're playing. So you got to let me play the game. And Keith Peterson took that opportunity away from me, took half my check from me because he wanted to look at Henry and listen to Henry. Stop it. Hey, you better stop it. I'm hurting him. And dude, you are a weakling. Yeah. You are a weak human for that. So get your life together and then come back and get in the ref. But that is a fight that got away from you. This isn't a little fight that you messed up. No, it's a world. This is my entire life's work. So I don't take it lightly. Yeah. And I spoke to him in the back. Yeah. Before that fight. Hey, I made him restart the entire break. You know how they come in the back, the refs come in the back and they go, hey, this is, and he wouldn't look me in the eyes. Yeah. He was like all over the place. And I mean, my coaches, anybody that nobody will talk about it, but they can confirm that I made him start the entire process over. I made the referee go back and restart. Hey, look me in the eyes when you talk to me. I want to make sure we're here and we understand each other. Do not stop this fight.
Yeah.
It's going to be a war. I already know the first 3 rounds I might get dropped. I might have to get back up and it's okay. And I told him that. And what happened? That's why I was so mad. It's not because
you had this conversation
and he wouldn't look me in the eyes, and something was fishy about this dude in the back. And that's what nobody knows about the whole story, right?
Yeah.
And so I take responsibility. Shouldn't have got dropped.
Yeah.
Nice kick choice after a headbutt.
Yeah.
The whole rhythm of the fight's off. You know, we got headbutt and then we separate and then we cut. That's like, it's an off rhythm moment. So yeah, that fight I wanted back. But it's done, right? Yeah. So now I'm in the stage of, okay, what can I now? If he fights, I'm giving back to it's not about me.
Yeah.
And I can do that. I can separate it. But the second you ask me to go into where you just asked me to go, which is competition. I'm going to tell you a different thing because that's a different version of me. So respect fully to Henry for his career. In the analyst role. And in the competition role, you're a pussy. Let's rematch anytime you want. I'm ready, and I know I'll win.
It's like a totally different person goes, I'll tell you what, man, Henry Cejudo, he's a very great guy, very athletic. What do you truly want to fuck that guy? It's
but two things can be true at the same time.
He was like,
to everybody
you're a fucking liar.
These things are great.
Yeah.
Well, but when you put them against me, it's like, this is what I believe. And that can be true.
Yeah. I think, let's go back to the reffing. I think the one thing that's been frustrating me about reffing is the ref's job, in my opinion, is make sure nobody fucking dies in the cage and no fouls are committed. That is it. If I have a guy against the cage and he can't get his ass off that motherfucking cage, the crowd's booing, I don't hear, come on, let's work. Shut the fuck up. You're here to make sure he doesn't die. Don't worry about, let me cook.
There's a lot of ego in these refs, though. They're over there doing fucking standard. I'm here. Like, what are you doing, bro? Your job is to keep, you're not here.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Stop. Otherwise, we're going to put your name on the board and hold you accountable like I'm doing.
Yeah.
If you want to be special, okay, you get to get beat up the way we get beat up too.
Yeah.
With feedback.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just giving feedback.
Yeah.
Welcome to our life. What do you think I heard after I lost the fight that he stopped early?
Yeah.
He's getting the same feedback I'm getting and he doesn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Like, what's the big deal? We all get it.
Yeah.
Deal with it. You get it in your ear. You don't like it either.
Yeah, I know. I feel like this whole conversation is all about taking great feedback and not making it about yourself. Unless we're in competition mode, then it's fuck everybody.
Well, now it's your pure ego and you need that. Like, tell me whatever you want to tell me. I'm going to kill it. I'm going to kill you.
Where did that
separate it?
Yeah, but where did that pure ego come from? Right? Like
competition.
Yeah, because for me, I felt like I never had any ego. Like, I always believe in my training. I always believe in my training and my skill set. But I didn't feel like I had any ego. Like, I felt like...
Well, you don't call it that, but your ego is when they talk to you and you say, fuck you.
Yeah.
There's your ego.
Gotcha.
You just don't see it the way I'm explaining it, but it's there for you. You have your stubbornness comes from your
ego.
Yeah, it's edging God out.
Gotcha.
That is the dark sides of us that don't work, but they work perfectly for war.
Yeah.
And I embrace those during war times.
Yeah.
And I get to put those to the side when I'm out.
Yeah.
And that's what the yin and yang talks about. That's the balance. That's why we do mixed martial arts. That's why it's impressive when people can have a wife and live this life with kids and come back and kill somebody.
Yeah.
This is the balance. And how do you find the balance? Mixed martial arts exposes where our balance is and is not, and we're on camera to watch it.
Yep.
I respect champions they can find that balance. They can stick to their principles while being champion, while holding it, while being the best, but also embrace that dark side that's just nasty and grimy, and I'm willing to be a murderer. But I also, when I'm done with that, you're going to see me stick to my principles, stick to what I think is the best way to be an example for kids, I guess, is the best way that I would hold a principality you're a great champion for that reason. Yeah. That to me, you're one of the greatest champions in the history of the sport. Khabib as well, because they hold principalities. You're not getting in trouble every month. Yeah. You're like it's a hard thing to not get in trouble when you're champion.
Yeah.
And I think that it's not touted enough how special people are that can stay out of trouble when they're on the top and keep their mind screwed on and be an example and give back and do all these things rather than just be a savage. Some people like that, but you got to be able to have the balance. I feel like for me, that's what's important to me for the highest level champions is that balance, right? Being able to be both.
Yeah. Who in today's mixed martial arts, who impresses you the most? Like
today?
Right now. And it could be any organization. It could be one PFL, you know.
Well, the guy that's being talked about a lot right now is Tom Aspinall.
Yep.
He's impressive. He's one of the most impressive heavyweights I've seen in a long time because of his speed, his size, his athleticism. He's one that's just, I think he was really a true challenge for John Jones.
Yep.
Doesn't mean I think that he was going to win, but I think it was a real, so to say that, he's one of the guys you got to talk about because I do see John Jones as the final boss to an extent.
Yeah.
Like if you're playing a video game,
he's there. Yeah.
You're that guy. He's that guy. And I think Aspinall's one of the guys that can challenge the final boss, right? Because of pound for pound, I'm saying, right? Pound for pound.
Yeah.
Size, everything.
Size, athleticism, he's side on his feet, he's in and out, he hits hard.
Right.
You know, he has the shortest fight time in the UFC history.
Right.
I mean, we haven't really seen enough footage on him to see.
It makes him more dangerous. This
makes
is
him more
exactly
dangerous.
what I was talking about.
Yeah.
He hasn't had that. John Jones has, so he's got all the footage,
footage
on
to
Jones.
watch him.
No, we got no footage on Aspinall.
Yep.
It's exactly what I was talking about. So that makes it makes him extremely dangerous right now at this particular point.
Yep.
And Van's been looking good, like you were just talking about. Van's been looking good just because he came up so fast in such a short time, and it's pretty to watch.
Yeah.
It's entertaining and pretty to watch him fight. Right? Yeah. He hurts people.
He hurts them. He's very good about judging that
Stays
distance.
In the pocket like you're talking about.
Yep. He gets up there and he waits, he'll move, and then when he fires back.
Footwork is minimal?
Yep, very minimal. I feel nowadays it's very unique. Like at one point in time in my career, like I would move so much. And then at the very end of my career, Matt was like, stop fucking moving.
Yeah.
You don't have to move. You're good enough. You're athletic enough to just like play that, you know,
small movements.
Just small movements. Yeah. And now I'm like.
One of my favorite quotes is short feet, fast feet. Like tiny, small movements with your feet. Big, wide movements you're going to be off.
Yeah.
And you got better balance with short feet, fast feet, right? Yep. So exactly what you're saying. Like coaches were always telling me that too. My movements are too big.
Yeah.
And it's like,
but here's the thing. But I think there's a balance between both that, because let's just say, you know, when I look at like guys like Ilya, when I look at guys like Van, the guys who don't move much, right? For somebody who moves like kind of like who and they're easier to hit, but when you hit them, they're ready to fire back.
Yeah, the counters are there.
The counters are there, so you got pop, and then elevation change. They're gonna sprawl. You have to code. You have to come up. You have to piece things together. So I feel there's a time and place to, you know, you said quick feet, short
feet, fast feet.
Short feet, fast feet.
Small movements,
and I think there's a point to have those bigger movements depending on your fighting and in that middle of the fight.
And that's what I mean when you see somebody. What I love about this is we're talking about styles, and you know how good your style is with how long you can stay on top with your style. So your style and your legacy and your fight career, I've said this to people, doesn't even start until you win your first title.
Yeah.
I really believe that.
Yeah.
When I didn't even start till 2010, I started my title run.
Yep.
And it's like, okay, let's see how long you can keep it before they adjust. And that's the hard part.
Well, you also adjust it too.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a lot of champions don't adjust.
But that's what's hard. That's why staying in one division is so hard.
That's what I'm saying. It's so fucking hard, man.
It's hard.
And
it's hard to do that.
And that's the thing that's sad, that people don't recognize that. Like how hard it is to go on a title reign, to continue to adjust, to continue to make that weight division, continue to stay motivated, and then coming back around again to fight the same person.
And not just that, but you're promoting every card.
Yeah.
You're promoting it. It's your job.
Yeah.
You're the main event.
Yep.
Nobody cares. They're waiting for you. And that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
People don't know the weight of that. I see champions become champions and then feel the weight. And the next fight, they're the best now. They're no longer the underdog, and you see it in their face.
Yeah.
It's a different thing when you're that guy, when you're defending the title, and now you're supposed to win, and you're the favorite. And then you do that twice, and now you're the guy that only wins.
Yeah.
Now, I fight Cody. I'm supposed to win. I don't.
Yep.
Now what? You're a loser.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm just saying that's how it works, and it's okay. But then when you look at the legacy of the styles, which lasted longer at the highest level, and that's what I think your style will go on through history. John Jones' style will go on through history.
Yep.
Certain Khabib's style will go on through history.
Yep.
Because it was unbeatable for so long.
Yeah.
Like this style bender, Kamaru Usman, myself, I'd like to think.
Yep.
Certain people, when you hold it for, I feel what the game is. When you become title holder, your career starts. And before that, you're trying to get to there to see
if your
style is good enough in general.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Now that you've proven it's good enough, let's see if it can hold up.
Yep.
Let's see if it's a style that people are going to adopt and change the entire sport because they've adopted your style. I've had guys copy my style exactly to try to beat me.
Yeah.
Because it looked so weird, and they're like, "What the fuck else am I going to do?"
Yeah.
And so they did it, and I did a little bit better, but that's what I wanted.
Yeah.
I've changed the sport now.
Yeah.
That's it. Job is done. Work is, boom. We'll leave that there and see where that goes from now on.
Yep.
And I love that. It's just exciting to me. And I want to see the next group of people do that. And I want to see them beat everything I ever did. I want to see it.
Yeah. Then you come back 5 years later. All right, I'm back, boys. Look at this stuff. And no, I love that, man. Dom, it's always a pleasure to talk to you, man.
Same.
You're always great energy, always kind with your time. And yeah, man, like it's
fun.
I'll have to take, the criticism you gave me into consideration, and to see next time I do commentating, to see if I can, try to take, good feedback from the production and not make it about myself. When I'm doing the stuff, I feel like I'm not making it about myself.
I'm gonna give you something. You won't have to try if it's not about you.
Yeah, exactly.
The whole conversation is gonna go away. It's gonna be so much easier.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like it's not about me when I'm doing the work, but then when I have that and I'm like,
well, just know the bounce back, notice it, and say that's about me.
Yeah. Well, it's funny.
Not real.
I'll give you. I was doing it, and then somebody started talking about it. I'm like, who the fuck's talking to my ear right now? That's what I said. They're like, production. I'm like, why are you talking to me right now? Like, I'm working right now. Leave me alone. They're like, we need to tell you what's going on.
This is coming up next, bro. You need to know that.
Yeah, and
They're
like
helping you so you don't look like a jackass.
I was like, you know what? Let's stop for me. I'm done, guy.
Oh,
and
no,
I was like,
they're here to help you, man.
I know.
See, it's all perspective. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, Dom, I appreciate you guys. If you guys enjoyed this episode of the MightyCast, please leave a like, subscribe. Also, hit the bell to go live. Please follow my man, Dominick Cruz, the Dominator. He had probably still one of the best footworks out there. So if you guys are up and coming or you're in the game right now, go to his website, look at the footwork course. You guys will learn something. Dom, I appreciate you, man.
DJ, you're the man, bro.
Appreciate you, man.
Champion champ.
Guys, enjoy this. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of MightyCast. I'm your host, Demetrious Johnson. Our guest, Dominick Cruz. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the MightyCast. And this is the part of the show what we call the Mighty Recap. And we recap everything we just went through with our guest. And our guest was Dominick Cruz. Dude, Dom is, I've always enjoyed talking to him. He's always honest, straight to the point, hilarious, funny. And for him to be able to change hats, like when we were talking about, you asked the question, like, how do you feel about the one that got away from you, Henry Cejudo? And he goes, great fight, da-da-da-da. Then he put on the competitive hat and he was like, fucking pussy. Just totally different. Different.
I didn't mean to put him on the spot, but I knew he kept saying throughout the interview, man, I just want to do rematches with guys that I lost to. He kept saying it. I'm like, is there something you want to get off your chest, Dom? I think the rematch you're talking about is Henry Cejudo, and it's hard. I mean, I'm sure you deep down feel that way about Dom too, because you've lost 4 times, right?
Yeah.
You beat Henry Cejudo.
Yep.
You knocked him out. It was the first time, so you didn't necessarily get it back, but you still beat him, right?
Yep.
So there was that. Then there was Moraes, who you did get to rematch and you beat him 2 times.
Yep.
So really, there's only 2 opponents who you lost to that you didn't get to
rematch, which was Brad Pickett and Dominick Cruz.
Yeah,
Dominick Cruz.
So
I don't know if I want those problems. He suplexed me 4 times. He was, when I was talking to him, when he was,
and I'll be honest, I pulled up a UFC stats. You got taken down 10 times.
Damn.
So your only 2 losses. Both of them you were taken down 10 times.
Yeah.
So that's your kryptonite right there.
Yeah. But then I made adjustments because of my first fight against Brad Pickett. Actually, Henry Cejudo took me down, but he never passed my guard and ragdolled me the second time when we fought. But that is something that, like, when he was talking about, like, I just want rematch, I was like, Dom, you don't realize how fucking hard you are to fight. His movement, his speed, not just that, but his intelligence. He's very intelligent when he fights because he's able to make adjustments as the fight goes on. And so, yeah, if I would have beat Dom, you think I would have gave his ass a rematch? Fuck, hell no, I wouldn't. I'm like, I'm not dealing with that. He's like 5'11". Actually, he's not 5'11". I think he was like 5'6", 5'7".
No, I mean, at least when you watch anyone go back and pull up that fight, like, it's not a fair, and this is a different Demetrious Johnson too, where as we get older, you get bigger.
Yes.
You put on more muscle.
Yeah.
So you were being 135 there. Like right now, you'd have to be 135, right? Like you wouldn't even have a choice to be 125. But
yeah, I couldn't make 120. I wouldn't. I'm a stubborn person, so I wouldn't even force myself to make 125.
But point being, at that time, fighting 135 it didn't make any sense.
Yeah,
it didn't exist, so you had to fight it, and not making excuses, but it just was not. I would have liked to see Dominick Cruz versus Demetrious Johnson when you won the flyweight title, had it for a while. That would have been interesting, but at that point in time, it was just it wasn't really a fair fight.
Well, I think the cool thing about Dom is how he views like becoming a world champion. You become a world champion, and then that's when your legacy, that's when you actually starts. And then you got to this point by the skill set. Can you keep, is your skill set good enough to keep it for a very, very long time? Where that is a hard thing about being a champion, is that everybody has all the feedback. Everybody's adjusting to your style. And I feel like in today's age, the only person that we see who's been consistent, you know, I'm going to date this, but Alex Pantoja, right? Other than that, who's another person that we can think on who's been consistent as a champion?
Yeah,
right?
Merab's starting to become
Merab is starting to come that, right? And you look at Merab, his skill set, it's been the same. When he beat Jose Aldo, when he beat Sugar Amali, Umar Nurmagomedov, it's the same type of style that he's using, which is that relentless gas tank and the constant pressure and the beautiful takedowns and just a constant ground and pound. So for Dom to come out and say that, it's a breath of fresh air, because a lot of people are so quick to become a champion. Oh, I want to go up to another division. Oh, you look at ELITE Footwork. He became the champion. He knocked out Max. He knocked out Alex Volkanovski. I mean, ELITE Footwork defended belt one time, I feel like, against Volkanovski.
Yeah, one time.
No, excuse me. He won it from Volk, and then he fought Max Holloway. Then he went up.
You only defend it once.
Yeah, why not? But I know he said it's a pain in the ass to make that division. But it's like, man, I would love to see him do 4 or 5, and then go up to lightweight, and then see what he can do there.
No, I hate the culture that, which it kind of was created by Conor McGregor and the guys who really try to do it, and Henry Cejudo. But Henry Cejudo was a little different because cutting to 125 was just sucked so bad for him that he naturally was going up anyway. But it seems like these guys, or really John Jones is probably the best example of someone who it's like, oh, I have 2 titles, but it's like, do you really have 2 titles? You didn't beat Francis Ngannou, who was the undisputed champ.
Who left.
Yeah, so I think there's a lot of these manufactured champs that are happening. I miss the ones like you and Dominick Cruz, where you guys were, and I'd say it's you at 125, then 35 Dominick Cruz, 45 Jose Aldo. That for me was like peak UFC. I think the most high level technical the fights were. The champs were actually defending in their divisions. Now we're getting a little bit more of just moving around. I want to do this super fight, and I miss those days. That was my, I think, peak of those weight classes, the WEC weight class that came in.
And I bet you what probably stems from that is people trying to make more money. Right? It's like, oh, if I become a double champ, maybe I'll get more money, or maybe I'll get X, Y, and Z, instead of, let me be a champion in my division and see how many wins I can get to a point where I'm starting. Because what is enticing about going to being a double champ, right? Why not just clean out your division and then go and do it, right? Like, I would like to, maybe one day we can get people on here. We'll talk to, hopefully Daniel Cormier, and ask him, like, why was it so important to you to become a double champ? You're a light heavyweight champion, you're a heavyweight champion. Was it money factor? Was it?
Well, DC, I'm sure, is like, I cannot make 205.
He goes,
am I going to cut off my arm?
Look at this belly. Yeah, that is true. That makes sense. But I'll be curious, like, what, because for me, I never had any interest going up to 145 and fighting for that belt. I just never had any interest. Like, it just didn't, excuse me.
Well, 135, you're not going to 145.
Well, now I'm 130, but I never had an interest going up to 135 unless there was going to be more. The only factor for me was more money. That was the only incentive for me to go up to 135 and fight for that belt. Only incentive. Other than that, I was like, I'd rather just stay down here and fight at 125 and keep defending the belt and see if I can push this record as far as I can. So we'll have to ask those guys, what is the incentive for them to go up to another division and try to win another belt instead of staying in their own division, cleaning it out. Because there's only been, I feel like Islam's the only other person who's done it, right? I mean,
well, Islam didn't clean it out either. I'm not gonna.
You think so?
I'm not gonna let him get away with it. No, he didn't go. Well, I will say this: he did beat Arman Sarukian once.
Yeah,
but he needs to go against him again.
That
kills me not seeing that one. So I'm not even gonna give our boy Islam that one. I think there's
fair
still,
enough.
I think there's still work to do. But shifting gears back to Dom, I kind of want to go to his commentary because he gets a lot of crap as a commentator. But I'm gonna say this right now: I feel like him and Felder are the two guys who really know their shit.
Yeah.
They might be more soft-spoken. They're not going to be, that huge call like going crazy at a knockout or something. But if you actually listen to the broadcast, I think Felder and Dominick Cruz are the smartest guys currently on UFC commentary.
Yeah. Well, I think it's because they take the time to actually articulate what's actually going on in the fight. And they put themselves in the mindset of the viewer's shoes, right? Like, when I kicked you in the UK, you don't know what it feels like to get leg kicked. And I'm like, it hurts. It really hurts. You're like, oh, I'm not saying you didn't. But when I kicked you, you're like, wow. Now when you watch fights and somebody gets kicked, you're like, oh my God, that you have an appreciation for it, right? So I think Dom and Paul Felder do a good job of doing that. Not saying DC doesn't, but I think Dom and Paul put a little more extra sexiness in it, a little more sauce into it.
DC and Rogan, let's be honest, it's mostly...
He's getting thrown right here. He's getting thrown.
It's mostly just two bros hanging out.
But see, sometimes I like that more. Sometimes for me, I
think it works for the pay-per-view. If they did every card, I'm just being honest, it would be too much for me on every card. But for pay-per-view, I'll take Rogan and DC. But the fight nights, I enjoy the Felder, Dominick Cruz, Laura Sanko. Those are the ones who do their research, know the fighters, and just I think Dom in his prime was one of the most technical fighters I've ever seen. It. Him and Dillashaw, whenever they fought, was the footwork. I didn't even think about footwork in MMA until I saw them. Like it was the first time where I'm like, wow, the way these guys move is not like I've seen before.
Well, it's also they evolved the game where it's like, man, we need to have good footwork. You need to have good footwork to be able to avoid to get hit. But now you're starting to see the game go back where it's like he said, quick feet, short movement or quick feet, short movements. Where now you're seeing a lot of guys like they don't move as much. They're staying more in the pocket and making the reads like Van is. He's not moving around like I was or Dom. And you saw at the end of my career, I didn't move as much. I moved less with quicker feet, short movements. So it's like he said, the game, the mixed martial art game is always evolving. And the time with Dom and TJ fought, I think that was peak movement in mixed martial arts, and now you're seeing less movement where give another 3 or 4 years, the movement's going to be through the roof again. It's like kicking legs. At one point, everybody's kicking the thigh. Now everybody's kicking the fucking calf. Maybe we'll see people go back to kicking the thigh, how it's traditionally supposed to be made. So we'll see. I'm very happy where Dom is. I'm very happy that Dom's in a headspace where he can get back to the sport it's not about him. It's about him giving back to the sport, giving the best commentary, and making the production that much more special when we watch him commentate. And I hope he gets into grappling. I hope his shoulder and all his injuries hold up so we can actually see Dominick Cruz compete one last time. Because I would hate to see him not be able to compete again. It'd be nice to see him compete one last time and get a W. Whether it's in it's not gonna be mixed martial arts in jiu-jitsu, where he's like, you know what, I went out on a W instead of that last fight. He got knocked out, and then he was trying to make it to the next fight, blew his shoulder out. I'll be happy to see him do some jiu-jitsu. UFC BJJ is going on right now. Maybe we can see him in that. Who knows?
But no, if UFC offers him, if Dana White gave him a phone call and gave him that Henry Cejudo fight,
you think he'll take it?
Yes. So I don't know. Maybe there's still one more fight. There's one more fight in him that he's just like.
I wonder if he would do it. I should have asked him, like, you think you take that fight if they offer you enough money? He goes, absolutely, absolutely. So
he's happy. We're done. He's like, well, not anymore.
Not anymore. That's the competitive switch.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck that guy. Fuck everybody. Nah, I appreciate Dom taking the time. Dom, if you see this, thank you so much for coming out and being on the MightyCast. Always a big fan, and I can't wait to support you when you start your podcast. So boys, if you guys enjoyed this episode of the MightyCast, please leave a like, subscribe. Also, hit the bell to go live and let us know in the comment section below what was your favorite part of the episode. That's my right-hand man, Michael Wansover, the man behind the scene, making all that sexiness, the magic for you guys. We will see you guys at the next episode of the MightyCast.